Hi everybody, welcome to ZealZaddy. Adjust my camera a little bit. A little low on me, perfect. I'm Scott Coventry, and this is Crosscodes. We're on Season 1, Episode 21.
Old enough to drink.
The Holes in the Deepest Mines. We are playing Esper Genesis, which is a D&D 5e science fiction variant. It has touches of Dune in it, like with the folding of space is like the main form of distance transportation. A lot of Star Wars. I'm infusing as much as possible with some of the Expanse without making it drag to the slowness of that. Like I don't want it to become. The Expanse is beautiful, but it's also got some slow periods that I think would not lend themselves easily to this kind of a role-playing game. And other stuff. There's some really, it's got a lot of really cool stuff. If you've never experienced it, you should go and buy a copy. You can get it from Esper Genesis. It's at Alligator Alley Entertainment. They can send you it all from different places, but we play in the Adventure Game Store and Cafe in Davie, Florida. The store has copies all the time. It's an amazingly well-stocked store, so you can definitely find almost anything you'd ever want. Board games, role-playing games, card games, what have you here. After me, Cliff Dunn streams Zealots of Zul, which is D&D 5e. It is a sword and sorcery game in an Arabesque type landscape. Very lots of sand and deserts and mostly city adventure, although lately we've been out in the wilderness a lot. Dealing with, Bedouin tribes and demons and blood feasting cacti.
Oh.
Which is a very rare thing to see here in a D&D game. If you're not already doing it, so you can subscribe to us here on Twitch. You can follow us on Twitch. You can follow us on YouTube, or subscribe to us on YouTube. You can chat with us on Discord. We may be, at some point in the near future, doing another game that is done through Discord. It's, people are remote. You can become a patron on Patreon, and you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all of them at ZealZaddy /ZealZaddy. But we also have a little announcement a cool announcement from one of our players. So I'm going to hand the camera over to Eugene Marshall for a moment. Can you go to the Eugene camera?
Eugene, maybe you can have his own name.
He does.
Hi everybody, I'm Eugene Marshall. I'm here to just say something about a Kickstarter that I launched yesterday at noon and then 58 minutes later was funded. So that was a big surprise. But
Awesome.
We've reached our first
first day funding.
Yep, and we reached our first stretch goal this morning as well. And that's so the product is called Ancestry and Culture, an alternative to race in 5e. This allows you to make characters for the world's most popular role-playing game. You may have heard of it, Dungeons and Dragons. And in these, it replaces the race mechanic in character creation with ancestry and culture. So for example, you could create a dwarf that was raised by elves, so it would have the dwarven ancestral traits and the elven cultural traits. You could create a character that has parents of multiple ancestries, so you could a half tiefling, half halfling, or a half elf, half orc. After all, if humans can breed and have offsprings with elves, and humans can breed and have offsprings with orcs, why can't elves breed and have offsprings with orcs? So you can now, according to these rules. And the nice thing about them is that they're very simple, easy to swap out if you already know the 5th edition mechanics without disrupting much of the rest of the game. There's also rules in there for even more complicated stuff if you want to create diverse multi-ethnic cultures and communities and someone having ancestries of more than 2 species or backgrounds or whatever. So there's lots of fun options in there, and because we've reached the first stretch goal, not only is it going to include those rules, it's also going to include a selection of NPCs and pre-generated characters that utilize the rules. The next stretch goal coming up will include a bunch of extra art. It's already featuring a great art by Tanelin Dunning, who's done wonderful stuff. Art layout is going to be by Aaron Acevedo, and an adventure is on the stretch goal horizon as well that will get included if we meet that backing level. So go ahead and check it out. It's called Ancestry and Culture. It's under my name on Kickstarter, Eugene Marshall. You can also follow information about it on Arcanist Press on Twitter. That's just at Arcanist Press, where announcements will be made there as well. So go ahead and join us there if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Cool.
Thank you.
We'll go back to me. So make sure you go and sponsor the product. It's super cool. We need more of that. So I think what we'll do is we're going to go around the table and get introductions and get a recap. Let's start with Kyle today. And you can go to everyone.
Hello, I'm Kyle. I play 1479 Sora, the Ashenforged warrior, head of security for the Legacy of Age. And right now, we are desperately trying to get this ancient contraption that apparently was a flying device. Oh, well, let's start from the beginning. After our last escapades, we decided to go do some shopping. And of course, nothing is ever easy with us. So we landed on the moon of Zar, where Zar is the moon. And we were contacted with a offer to, on behalf of the Romanovs, to secure something for them in exchange for material aid, because it turns out the CEO, the president, whatever you want to call her, of the Romanov
Queen.
boss, the Tsarina.
Zarina, yeah.
Zarina.
Of Tsar is a bit of a collector of the old world and the old country. So we, in exchange for various legal and slightly less than legal, at least anywhere else that isn't Tsar, decided to take on the challenge of getting this plane here. Or rather, we don't know it's a plane, it's some sort of device. It was found in the mines. It was found in the mines. And after a bit of a splunking with our new miner friends,
All right.
Minus two of them.
Now friend.
Yeah.
Red Sherpas.
That's right. Red Sherpas.
we managed to, due to losses of giant worm, we managed to find the device, and we were able to figure out that it was some sort of flying machine that ancient Terrans used. And we are currently in the process of trying to get it to work desperately before we become worm food. And that's more or less where we left off. Oh yes,
You can also enjoy worm food.
we can. Soren had some of the eggs. The eggs were pretty good. We had a nice earthy flavor to it, which we then used using our science team's technical know-how to make a jury-rig a oil solution to lubricate and or fuel the engine.
Yep.
Which we are currently in the process of trying to get working after our pilot and sometimes smuggler extraordinaire is attempting to get this ancient flying machine working.
Because this is our way out. We
This-
can't walk out anymore.
We can't walk out.
We've gone too deep.
And the path has been we lost. The rope is gone.
Rope is gone, surrounded by worms. So now we are desperately trying to get it to work while fending off the predations of a giant worm and or medium-sized worms. And that's more or less where we left off, I believe.
So why don't you start with who you are?
He did.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Oh yeah, now you
He
can.
went straight to the recap. Thank you, Kyle.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Great.
Hi, I'm Jazz. I play the engineer Eldori. I'm the doctor. This is day 2 of her being on the crew, and she saved everybody from encounters basically.
She's not a braggart though.
No, not at all. She's modest.
She's not.
She's not. I brag for her because somebody needs to. So far so good. She's doing her job.
I'm Kevin. I play Jack Crow, the human pilot, who's currently trying not to get eaten and hopefully get the plane started.
I'm Eugene. I play Kelrin Ganrick, a Dendus Melder and scientist type, who is also trying to avoid being worm food today.
And I'm Keith. I play Marl Yaris, a Starkesh adept and mechanic of the crew, a chief tech sergeant who's trying to get this atmospheric aero vehicle working while not becoming worm food.
We have a common goal.
Yeah, right.
In case you have not, you have there in TV land have not figured out. We would not like to be worm food today.
Yeah, and the worms, when they eat, they generally gulp human-sized food down in one bite. So it's not even like take a hit and take damage. If you do, it's the kind of damage that's like hitting you in half kind of damage.
Yeah.
And that's the bad kind of hit.
Please take 5d10 crushing and acid damage.
Per round.
Per round.
Yeah. Yep.
It's piercing too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And you were blinded and
Crushing,
restrained and deafened and suffocating and
Right.
every other
It
condition.
would be worse if it chewed.
Yeah, it just kind of cultured down.
Yeah.
We are not going to pull a.
All right. So you're all standing over by the flying
We're
contraption.
just off the camera, so do you want to adjust the camera a little bit? See?
Oh, I see shadows.
Here. See, the camera stops here. Do you want to tilt the camera?
Or scoot the whole map.
Map down.
Let's get the Mac down.
Probably usually move the map down.
Or it's probably in this direction.
Ah, I see a mini up there somewhere. And Jack, make perception check.
$16.
You've already figured out that the flying vehicle needs some kind of a strip of flattish land
Yeah.
to get airborne.
Well, and hadn't we determined this?
And there
area
is
seems
kind of an area down the center of this
unusually-
entire cavern that runs the gamut
Oh,
that
look
is.
at that.
Now, there are protrusions on both sides that, that stick up and are rocky. It's not exactly straight, but it's straight enough that you could probably,
3D terrain.
with 6 months of practice, you could probably do it every time.
Yeah, okay.
6
With
months of practice.
5 seconds of practice, we'll see. All right, well, buckle in.
Now,
We are.
but
gonna-
what are you going to do with all the eggs that are inside the
We should secure those.
thing? Because there are eggs in there too.
Is there a weight problem?
We strap them in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, is there a weight problem? Weight capacity?
We have no way of knowing.
A bunch of them are in the seats, right? You can just
I-
buckle them
They're
in.
in seats, but I mean, you kind of need seats too.
How many? Yeah. If we are all sitting.
It looks like they were potentially laid in there, so there's just like gobs of them. You have to remove some to make space,
Well, I figure that
just for sitting.
Kelrin's going to be removing some, cracking them open, and trying to extract this incredibly viscous albumin. I don't know, what do they call that in an egg?
Yeah, the
gooey,
ugly, the yellow. Yeah.
The gooey bits to turn it into a lubricant for the engine. So it's going to smell like an omelet when we fly around.
Didn't we get past that? Like,
Yeah, you did that.
We're starting it.
We
You had already
figured out the
done
it. We've
synthesis
done that,
that was
yeah.
necessary. I
Yeah,
guess
save a company.
we'll evacuate the number of eggs necessary, but obviously they're valuable.
So I
we'll
start
wanna
stopping
try
eggs to
to
make
take
room.
some.
well,
Getting his
no.
boots gluing.
No, just get them out of the plane.
That's how we get moon ants.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is we got czar worms, so
You can
we,
put your book on the table. You don't have to, it's like
I
balancing
feel
on.
No, there's
like-
room for Doritos only.
Doritos only.
Yeah, that's right. It's nobody.
Yeah, it's not a big deal there.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as people can see the important parts of the map.
So how many, it looks like enough room for everybody in the plane, right? As long as we
Yeah, if you move some eggs out.
let's stuff some eggs towards the back.
Right.
Yeah, this is a
Hold
big
on,
cargo.
hold on.
Some are probably laid in the
Yeah.
back. We'll just put a few more back there and to clear the seats.
oh yeah, isn't there a worm somewhere around here or getting
We
closer?
thought we saw something.
Yeah,
out
you
here.
see like what looks like a slowly moving body across the what you see as the flying
Bravo.
area.
That's what we call a Problemtunity.
Problem too.
Christ eternity.
Just a problem.
Maybe if the craft can go straight up, you could.
Yeah,
Be tall.
Hey, I start working. No, Vital.
None of that.
Just turn on the anti-grav. It's a problem.
And we have to use the propeller. The forward propeller has to be
Oh yeah.
manually activated.
Yeah.
I volunteer, not me, to do that.
Apparently, you just pull it down and it
Yeah.
starts.
Maybe with some
You just need the
strength.
strength of one man.
One man.
One man.
They do have that, I guess.
And we don't have any weapons. Any weapons on the plane itself? I think.
No.
We could shoot from the plane.
Doesn't yet.
We could.
Yeah, the door on one side is not there, so you can
Oh, there you
actually
go.
shoot
Shooting
out
out.
if you wanted.
Pew pew out the door.
Looks like there's a couple of portholes.
I was thinking, Soren, maybe we could like strap his harness to one of those support cables.
This sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
You could just hang
To one of
on
the support
these
cables out there,
wires
just like-
here. Yeah, all Rocketeer
There
style.
you go.
Bungee you to the side of the
Yeah.
plane.
Perfect. We are fine with this.
Just don't lean them so much. Yeah,
Weight imbalance. Weight imbalance.
Yeah.
yeah don't strap
Put the
you
eggs on the other side. Yeah.
Everybody lean.
We will.
Is there holes in the floor for our feet? I mean, how primitive are we talking about here?
We will begin to spin the propeller when the time is right.
I think the time is right. Let's
Very
go.
well.
Yeah.
Well, we got an obstacle.
Well, yeah,
You have an obstacle on the.
I could blast, I could shoot it with a force bolt, but that also might cause a shit.
Can we just plug it up with eggs? Just put enough eggs
Wait,
down
is
there.
this said obstacle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have worm sign?
We have worms.
Yeah,
Yeah, worm sign for sure.
Yeah,
I
okay.
could
Well, let's go shoot it.
attempt to drive it off, but that also might attract it. How far are we going?
Tomorrow.
It seems to slowly move.
Yes.
Do you
It's
have
like 60 feet.
a roll of sorium duct tape on you at the moment?
Always. Sorium duct tape does not wear out.
Can we borrow a bit of your sorium duct tape?
You may borrow the whole roll before you have to use it all. That's the way sodium duct tape works. Gotta use the whole roll. Because it just replenishes itself.
As what you call it?
Sodium bondo.
Soren starts duct taping all his grenades together.
Oh,
my God.
Really?
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
You're making a different kind of egg clutch.
We are making
And
a
which-
very big.
Which way is it traveling?
I'm assuming this is the head.
That's the headish area over there.
That way.
And it seems to be turning a little around that rock.
Oh.
And
What
slowly
can you
toward
heat
him.
up?
A
I don't know, maybe
metal
it's spotted by
plastic,
heat, though.
and probably it's not either of those. I could put a drop of gravity well on it that might slow it down.
If anyone has any objections to our plan, please let it be noted.
I could put one over here once it gets close to us, slowing it down a little
It's
bit.
actually hard to see very far down
Yeah.
the runway anyway. I mean,
My only concern
I gave you
is
the
what
benefit of
that
seeing
explosion
rocks
would
and
do to
stuff,
the rest
but
of
really
the
it goes into shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The rest of the
Our dark
world.
vision only goes
Yeah.
probably
The
about
cavern is
place
open
we're
on the
in,
top,
this cavern.
so there's
Well,
sunlight that
if
kind
we are eating, it matters very little.
in
What happens to
spots.
the cavern?
That's true.
Enough for people with low light vision, but obviously,
maybe
yeah, we don't
do
have
this
a
at the
clear
same
view
time that
of
we
exactly
set up
the visuals. I figured it was more movement
Aircraft?
and sound.
The only-
that, you know,
Yeah,
made us
We
aware.
intended to. We did not intend to do this until the aircraft was ready and running.
Gotcha.
However long that
and
would
the
take.
smoke from your fire is rolling out up the cavern walls and out the thing.
That's why it's coming. It's smelling. Its baby's getting cooked.
You hear from what seems to be that worm area, and then you hear something over.
Oh.
They're calling each other.
There's more.
Sure
All right. So what's the ETA on this vessel?
Now, Soren gets out of the Soren gets out of the plane and starts moving. Please move Soren to the propeller.
So I guess we're all just hopping in
Yes,
the plane.
Be advised, strap your harnesses.
And be advised, we are going to die. All right. I guess I'll I will run away. How can we draw this thing off the path? I mean, do we have to sit and wait for it to like get off the runway? I mean, we can't just drive at it and expect it to get out of our way. That won't happen.
That's what these are for. Or you throw it at its head. We do not know where its head is.
And maybe its head's far away.
Okay, then we will throw it at it.
Oh boy. From the moving plane?
That is an idea, yes.
No, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
We did not say it was a good idea.
The stability of the cavern chamber is also in question.
It is, but if we are worm, as we have already pointed out, if we are worm food, it does not matter how
I
stable
just
the
shoot a
cavern.
force bolt at it? See how it, and that might cause it to move more quickly.
Sounds like we're about to be surrounded.
Right, so we should go. I'll drop a gravity sphere over here. Gotta give it a little room to get off of there, right?
Where's the marker?
And then I'll shoot with a force bolt.
It was over there, but if it's dry erase, I have a wet erase right here you can use.
No, we had the one we got in the store was better.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that one's just good.
Store brand.
I anticipate a map.
Okay.
Time to go.
Time to go.
An actual worm tunnel.
Whatever we do,
Yeah.
we're
Not
gonna
like
do
big like the other one.
No, but
Well, I guess Kelmer's gonna jump on and he's gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna do something." So, okay, everyone ready?
Go.
Go.
Ahead. I want to start going.
Do you want to start the propeller and then throw your bomb?
Yeah.
Can you put one of those things like?
Perhaps it is only young.
Chances are good they're drawn by the vibrations. Say, was it playing?
Well, I'm going to drop a gravity sphere on that.
That would
place
be
where
advisable.
This fella's showing up as I jump into the plane. Because I'm like, yeah. And I jump onto the plane.
Okay.
Which, that's at DC 15.
And is it a 20-foot radius?
Oh.
Sphere?
It's totally stuck. The
Well,
tentacles are twisting
it's
around.
slowed.
Right.
So it is.
I mean, it's partially out of the hole, so it's stuck.
Right.
Not being able to get out of the hole.
It is considered restrained and difficult
In
terrain.
this area, I guess?
Yeah, so to include this, but hopefully to give
But
us
at
a
the
little
edge.
buffer. Yeah.
Okay.
Strength check to get the propeller going.
That's what you want to do?
Figuring
You
it out.
have to exert the strength of one man.
One man. One man.
One World War I man.
One man. One.
That didn't do it, Soren.
We are trying. It is very rusty.
You get the $5 prize. The price is right.
Yeah.
We are. Please, Jack. We are trying. This is a very delicate procedure. We do not wish to snap it off. Thank you.
Leaving now would be preferred.
Almost.
It may need more lubricant. It seems to be kind of.
Soren goes in, grabs an egg. Just
No, I've prepared.
Yeah,
Here.
we have a synthetic fuel or something.
Soren tosses the egg and grabs the synthetic.
Don't throw those away.
Well, too late. I think it's right.
One less egg.
Just starts drenching it on there like it's maple syrup on pancakes.
Uh-huh.
This is how we do it, correct?
It may ignite, so
That's
maybe
an
that's
excess
enough.
of lubricant.
More is good.
It will get hot and ignite soon.
Then it will scare them away.
And let's try again.
All right.
it's gonna be, I think, harder because it's lubed now.
Yeah, right.
It seemed to spin a little better. It just didn't get a good.
Unless you plan to massage the engine, I recommend we move expediently.
And the worm is kind of twisted over the rock rather than going around it, and it's coming more direct at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Soren looks over and sees the worm and starts to put his feet on it.
Scott might have it now.
So do you want me to draw where I put the sphere? Does that
Make a
matter?
little, make a little dotted circle, I guess. Because it'll still pass through the difficult area.
10, 15, 20. Yep.
Wait. 20.
And
Oh, good. I open up the throttles and. All right, we're good.
Oh, good.
Where is this?
Adelaide's clutching the seat.
and it doesn't seem to be moving. It's sitting there, it's spinning, you got the thing going, and you realize there's controls for the wing things that make the wing things do this.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out brakes or. They have
Breaks
the
the wheel
wheels.
off. Huh?
They
The
have,
wheels are fixed.
there's no blocks or anything under them.
Yeah, there's a block.
Oh, we gotta get rid of that.
Soren gets blocked.
Soren, move the wheel. Soren, move the wheel. Soren, move the block.
Yeah, you better be ready to roll.
16.
Yeah, you can pull it out. I mean, the plane's trying to push against it, so it's a little harder to get off there than I thought. And once you do, it starts rolling forward.
Ah, perfect. Beep, 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 beep.
How far can you throw?
That's the real question, right?
Yeah. Hey, get in, Soren.
Yes, one moment.
And where are you throwing to?
Grab the sphere. Just away. Away.
Far enough away that the.
Or no, I'll wait till we're moving. I'll get in.
Even more exciting. Bring the bombs onto our plane.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
They're high tech grenades.
This is fine.
This is fine.
The room is on fire, but it's fine.
So
And it
I'll
starts to roll. Make me a piloting check.
Yeah, I wonder what the takeoff velocity is. So not spacecraft piloting, but I do have aircraft vehicle.
Right, that's this one.
24.
And you get kind of the hang of it. It's sort of like some of the old video games you used to
There's
play.
extra
in
sticks and
simulators.
levers compared to a
And
shuttle.
it's weird that everything's
Yeah.
mechanical. There's
Yeah.
very few dials. They don't really help you fly. They mostly help you understand what the craft is.
A lever for brake release, a lever for the brake,
Yeah.
Right.
and the stick, and then the throttle.
Yes. It's a very odd mechanism.
I'm trying to build up speed.
But there's a tail running across
Right.
the pathway that you need.
Is it getting smaller?
It
The
is.
tail?
Slowly.
All right.
But
So
the head is coming around as the tail is getting smaller.
which side is our door open to?
On the right side.
All right. Oh, okay.
so we're
Perfect.
Strap.
Open
Oh
to
no,
the
I'm sorry,
threat.
on the left side.
Yeah, so I think, yeah,
Sorry, I had to
the-
look at the
That's what I'm
based on the
saying.
picture, it looks like it would be on the
Sorry, we gotta
port side.
we gotta strap you out there.
So yeah.
Problem.
Kelran points at the activated bomb. Say, "You don't want it. You don't want it."
Soren, move the
Law
propeller.
about to
Soren,
do
move the
it. Right.
block.
Skyhook. Come on.
Soren, get on top of the plane with the bomb. Soren begins to climb on top of the
You
plane.
move the worm like not that one, the big
You
one.
want to do this
For the head of
for the
it.
head of it, yeah.
Yeah, but the back of it. I mean, you could do the back as a separate piece. That's just gigantic. So.
Well,
that big. That's not even big enough. It's not long
That
enough.
for the head.
There you go. That's
and that for the tail.
Okay.
There you go. Now you know where it is.
All right.
Should we put on the battle map for this?
Yeah, go to battle lines. Great. It'll look goofy because there's a bullet and an active shark.
This is one
And
contiguous.
shark.
You guys-
Our
Creature.
viewers are very imaginative and creative, and they can play along with
There you
our
go.
We
goofiness.
could put a train of small creatures. I can make it. That's cave lizard.
Yeah, we could just line them all up.
I pulled out a badger and some
I saw
frogs.
little badgers.
And from your perspective, sitting in the cockpit, when you turn it some, it seems like there's another one further down, and maybe the two were talking to each other or something. And it is partially on the runway
That's what
also.
the softer call was.
Yeah, it was more probably distant than soft.
All right.
Soren is now.
It's nearer to the end of it, so.
Yeah, I'm not accustomed to worm trilling.
Right. I could try and shoot it.
It's not like I'm a
expedite things.
xenobiologist.
It didn't seem like
Yeah,
it was
right.
shot before.
I'll ask myself as a xenobiologist, would shooting it cause it to move faster? I think maybe yes. I'll lean. Hold on. Clip.
And do
You
so.
can move the head of it one further.
Light response.
Like one, yeah. Tail.
So are we?
Also-
Have we kind of entered the
Although
runway?
it does kind of undulate more like this. So sometimes it's still out there or stretched thinner and what have you. Right.
Soren is making his way onto the roof.
The roof.
The roof.
The roof of the
Wow, there,
plane.
do you have handles?
To chuck out this bomb since the door's on the wrong side.
The door.
You can throw it over the plane.
I could.
I think that's
But it's more
that worked
dramatic.
good. Wow.
Alright, get the overhand lob.
Worms.
Okay,
Why did it have to be
Tom
worms?
Just don't get caught in the propeller.
Yeah, of course.
Or fall off when we fly away.
What's a lateral throw?
Goes off the front of the plane.
Make sure it doesn't bounce off the roof of the bi-wings.
Everyone make a perception check.
To see how he's about to kill us.
We're all paranoid.
A 12!
7. Oh no, 11. My bad.
22.
18.
Because of my
20.
perfect view on the roof.
20.
20, what did you get?
22.
22. The light has been moving over time, and it's shifted a little bit to that side. And you can see there's something back in that cornery area that looks like maybe a tent.
Like right here.
Or do you mean the far corner?
Way back.
Looks like a tent.
Maybe a tent. Like an old raggedy one if there's a tent.
We could
And-
drive down
and
and
the-
turn around.
And the tail slowly pulls off the runway more, another 1 or 2, 1 hangs. And you can start to see kind of a clear path that's until the next one down there. But it's not perfectly straight,
Yeah, so
so you kind of have to do a little waggling through, like at what would probably be for this craft high speed, 60, 70 miles an hour, maybe 100 miles an hour.
Calvin says it wasn't going to shoot, but it looks like, all right, its tail seems to be withdrawing. And he looks at, have we seen you use your phase step ability, or do we not know? No.
No, not consciously anyway.
Okay, so I don't, we wouldn't know about that then. Well, never mind. Like, I wish, there seems to be, I didn't see the tent anyway, never mind.
No, the two of you saw it. You particularly saw it probably because you're up on the roof,
Yeah.
and you're like, there's something over there.
Isn't that?
Well, with me seeing the end of the tail there, I start building up as much speed as I can, as quickly as I can.
Looks like there's a tent over there.
there's a tent or something over there.
There is a tent over there.
There is. She
Um,
confirmed it.
Okay.
Should we, let's drive past, away from around the worm, maybe? Yeah.
Well, let's see.
So you do not wish for us to throw the grenades?
Maybe not yet.
Okay, we will wait.
Maybe, can you wait?
We do have them on timer.
Okay.
Timer? Oh, well.
By timer, we mean ready to put, when we push the button, they will
Like
go.
we're just
okay.
shouting. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're shouting over.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
They've got several activation modes.
Yeah,
Okay.
timer and
All right.
manual and like.
I thought they were gonna
Voice
blow up
activated
3
as long as you don't
seconds.
say detonate.
Whoops.
Whatever you do, don't.
Alexa, detonate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops. Yeah.
Okay, detonating.
So, what are we doing? Yeah, Calvin's mostly hoping he doesn't
Building
die.
up speed to go down that way.
Should we check to see if there's a survivor there? Could be a lost miner. Or do you want us to throw the grenades? We don't know. We are on top of the plane. We have no idea what is going down there.
Doctor, where did you see a tent? I didn't quite catch it.
That direction.
All right.
If only somebody could
I'm going
detect
that way.
thoughts. That would be something.
Oh,
You mean of whom?
anything. See if
I don't know what the range is.
Oh, and the worms? Oh no, it's only 30 feet. So. Oh, we are getting
My
close.
telepathy is the
I think
same.
you meant on if there's anybody over in the
Yes.
corner by the
Oh no, yeah. It's
And
way,
we,
way too
as
far.
we drive by, it's like.
Where exactly over here was it?
Like that's like a cave area that's like protected by more rocks right by your.
Right
No, back there.
Yeah.
Back in that hole back in there. Yes.
Okay.
It's like a separate
How fast
chamber.
are we moving on the plane? The plane's just getting rolling now? Or
Well,
is
we're
it...
Yeah,
gonna be
just
going
trying
like
to-
60 miles an hour.
You move the worm another one forward.
Okay, now he's stuck in that, or at least he's hitting that. His head is hitting the gravity well. Well, I mean, Calvin's like, well, we could drive down the runway and one of us could hop, or we could hop out and run over there if there's something worth investigating. I don't know if it'll be very safe because there's a second worm, and I don't know how hard
It's
it's gonna be.
fine. And it's fine. What? What?
Don't throw the dark grenades. Get in here.
Throw the grenade.
Throw the grenades in here? No.
Soren goes back into the plane.
So we're heading this way.
Are you heading that way, or are you still like
Oh,
stationed?
I don't know. Are we?
Attempting to.
Yeah,
It's
you
plane
can
will
move.
move. Yeah.
I would
It'll move.
I'm just curious
use
what
that to signify
Okay.
maybe the front of the plane.
Yeah. What's the worm do? Like, is it
It's kind of
arrowing straight for us?
yeah, kind of straight
Snaking
for you
its
now.
way over.
Going
So
over
we,
the
that's what
rock.
moving is. Even if we don't take off, we just get out of here.
Get away from that.
Let's see. I'm curious. I'm wondering if it's coming after a big source of eggs.
Well, we left most of them on the ground. So
Yeah.
Oh, did we?
Yeah,
Did you
most
pile
of
most
it's
of
not
them
in
I
the.
think we had to, didn't we?
Yeah, and most of it's not on the plane. I think we maybe had a few.
I'd like to look out the cockpit and make a quick judgment call with the runway and the crack in the cavern system to determine, like, if we went all the way over here and turned the vehicle around, could we conceivably ramp up and take off going in this direction?
Yeah, you could actually take off probably in either direction, but it's going to be a very uncomfortable lift
Yeah,
to get.
I know it's up to Jack's skills. I just
And-
want to, judge it.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'll point that out. It's like we could conceivably do a
Oh,
turnaround
either way, sure.
at the end of this
Need
flat
be.
stretch.
Well, let's get moving away from here. The big worms are coming.
And the worm, you can move the worm one more,
Yeah.
and that other worm disappears into its mouth.
Oh,
Oh, huh.
Wow.
might be
It
honey.
just and just disappears.
They are
For
cannibals.
safekeeping,
Yeah, they store their babies.
like a mama
in the
cat.
Please move the vehicles.
house. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay,
See
so
what
how much can I move us?
You can start moving. I mean, just getting it rolling, it'll move faster than you can run
Okay,
if you wanted it to go that fast.
but I want it to go as fast as I can get it to go.
So are you building up speed to take off, or are you building up speed to just get away and
Get
somewhere
away,
else?
like if I can get enough lift, I would stay low, like if I could lift up and go back down, really just as fast as I can get down to the end.
Okay.
And I'm kind of curious about what I would see over there, because I don't want to commit to trying to lift up, and there's a giant worm there as well.
Okay. So let's move it to about the end of the tail.
About 60 feet, about 60
Yeah,
miles
I mean-
an hour.
Okay.
And from this point, you can see with the light that there's another worm down on that end where the tail is touching it, but it's going the other direction. You can actually move this worm head and tail over the other side. It's moved off of the runway. It can't keep up. It doesn't have the speed.
Oh, like that?
It's more all the way on the runway. And yeah, the head is kind of like going between rocks.
Yeah, there's some rocks here.
And it seems like it's about the same size as the other one.
It's like on the map.
And is that if we did, so Calrin's like, is there enough room to take off if we want to, or is that worm a problem?
That's a good question. I'm just, I'll see, try and see what the lift velocity is. I
Just a
don't know.
close calculation.
Can we, so if we were moving this way, Calrin's gonna be like, where did you see this tent? I'm trying to look over there.
In
Even,
between rock areas, you can kind of see little something is in there.
well, Jake, can we stop here for a moment and jump out and run over there? Is that a mistake?
You not see the two huge worms
Right.
were
We're
sandwiched
being
between.
circled by land sharks.
Okay.
We will go take a look. Perhaps it's something useful.
Oh gosh, we're all gonna die.
Jump out and run. We'll get you on the return.
Return trip.
Someone jumps out.
So you bring the vehicle to a stop.
Someone tucks and rolls.
Tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
And I'll start slowing down if you're getting out.
Someone tucks and rolls.
Okay.
Do you take your grenades?
Of course he
Do you
does.
want us to
You
hold?
don't want them. Take them with
Yeah,
you.
if you didn't, I was gonna be like,
Don't forget this.
With the red blinking lights on all four of them.
Yeah.
Yes, we take the
You
grenade.
forgot your bath
Well, that
bombs.
was my other question. Are there lights on? the
Tucking and
plane
rolling
itself?
with
Yes.
live
Oh,
grenades.
good, okay.
Out the
fine.
I was
airplane.
gonna like
As long as you want to push this button,
One of
this
them
button,
works.
and
As
twist
long as
over.
you don't trigger
One of them
you're
work?
fine.
Okay, yeah. I'll take my helmet like
Yeah, there are two on the front.
Sort of
one
duct tape it
working.
to
And
the
apparently there are some small ones on the tips, near the tips of the wings.
Okay.
The sword is jumping and running. We're
Jump
slow.
and run.
Grenades in
They
his
slow
hand.
down enough, you can jump and run. Make an athletics check. Let me know.
Athletics, you said?
I have the best chance of moving the
15.
fastest.
15. Okay, no damage.
Just roll. Keep rolling.
Yeah, but I mean, it's rocky. And
Oh yeah, no, I'm
it's
not. It's not a fun time.
Yeah.
I'll leave it mark.
Ow.
So the plane comes to a stall,
Yeah.
and you run. Move the worm 2. Yeah, towards that area.
Close here, I know.
Okay.
I know. This
It's
is.
so
Oh.
I said
And
we
back
were
in that
gonna-
corner, like right where you're at, there's a small tent, like a little pup tent.
We didn't really search
And
the
it's
area
all
once we found the place.
Old and ragged and torn up and holes all through it. There's no body in it. There is a thermal sleeping bag that's old and worn out. There's an oxygen, something that makes oxygen. And apparently they would use it to put with EVA suits or suits, you know. There's a fire kit, a mess kit, some old equipment, devices that you don't recognize, a little like a book-sized tablet-y thing that has some kind of a lid that opens.
It's obviously tech, right?
Yes. Some kind of plastic or something. It has some kind of a screen on the inside.
Throw it in the pack.
And there are some holes near the tent. Not giant ones, smaller ones, like the one that you had just seen.
I got eaten up by the bigger one.
Maybe, yeah.
Baby worm tunnels.
That's it. There's a light, but it's not working anymore on a post. Move the worm two spaces. Actually, make it like 3 more.
3 more?
Yeah, because he had to take a little time in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not there, towards where he's
Going towards
going.
the movement.
Be advised, we have found no survivors. We have found a worm, making our way to you really quickly.
Okay.
Can we start the engine and
Yeah,
catch us?
no, the engine's
I mean,
running.
propellers
Okay,
are
I'm gonna throw the brake on, throw the throttle all the way up, just be ready to hit the brake as soon as he gets in.
Okay. He moves and hops in. I'm not gonna make you make an athletic check to jump in a giant hole. I think you can handle that as an athlete.
an open doorway.
It's fine.
And you're playing your flying machine,
Yeah.
Suddenly
Atmospheric
starts
shuttle. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
moving again as soon as you get the throttle.
Yeah.
Do we have
Faster.
a runway?
And where are you going?
Does it peter out that way, or does it look like it goes a long way?
Oh no, it looks like it peters out into a rock.
We have to
Okay,
turn
so,
around.
There's a rock, right?
one way or the other.
Yeah, we gotta taxi around.
What's this one doing? Can we see now?
It's where it had eaten.
His head is here.
Yeah.
I think we just need to taxi down exactly enough and turn around
Yeah.
and move, do it.
Alright, so,
Faster.
yeah. Alright, so, yeah, that way and then turn around and come back this way.
Okay.
Where is we could see like crevasse up there. Does it extend out anyway? Like, where does it look like I'm gonna be able to lift up?
Yeah, it looks like if you go up, it opens up more. You're just
Oh,
you're
okay.
not able to climb up that
Alright,
way. You gotta get the plane in
it
the air.
narrows down to
Yes,
where we are.
correct.
I gotcha. Okay.
You write down.
Okay.
Strange device.
Yeah, for the crack to be visible, at that distance, it's gotta be wider up there. It's
Yeah.
just far off.
Yeah.
Pseudo tablet.
Alright, well, I shoot off.
Yeah, it looks like you're in like an upside down cone. Like that kind of
Alright.
All right, so we got
The
this
good
worm
thing
coming
is,
around.
It feels like there's less gravity on the moon. Like this thing can probably get a little lift that way, but there's also less
See how
atmosphere,
this finishes. Okay.
Yeah, it would have been easier.
Yeah.
which is also a
Test the
challenge.
lift.
Because
Yeah,
that
that's-
means that you're not going to lift as fast or as accurately. It'll take you. It's like flying an airplane, not on the moon, but like turning is a little more difficult than
Like a bumblebee in thin air.
Taxiing should be.
Alright, so as I go down that way, hey Soren, maybe chuck it, not that whole bundle, maybe one grenade. I don't wanna cause a cave-in.
It's
Do you see the amount of duct tape we have used?
I see, you've used quite a lot.
The whole
but
roll.
I'm trying to fly this thing, but.
We are trying to keep the worm.
Okay.
Don't worry, we have a plan. Someone pushes all the buttons and then.
The worm moves one.
Now would be good.
right into the mouth.
Maybe it-
This should be the one you don't want to blow up.
Yeah,
Or blow up.
yeah.
Pun intended.
Oh, one.
Wait, before he does that, can I stimulate him?
Yeah, you don't have to be right next to
That's
him
so
if you want to
rude.
give him
That's-
a.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Amplify ability?
Amplify.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that
can
way.
use that before or after he makes the roll.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah.
You can add a
That's good
D4.
stuff.
It's
So
like
is
a
it a
reaction.
class ability? Or is it
Where are you trying to
It is
throw
an
it?
engineer.
I'm trying-
Mouth,
but it's
tail,
a
mid-body,
technique.
head.
Right in front of its face. Like if
Okay.
it does the
rude.
if it does the
Form of
stupid thing and
guidance,
eats
yeah,
it, then all the better.
Yeah, you can do
It's a
it.
spell or a
Like,
talent, right?
because of Esper Genesis rules, it can be done like
Yeah.
retroactively.
So you get an extra D4.
Well, that's cool.
I'll put the demolitions expert oomph on it as well. So
Yes,
John Elway time. Brett Favre.
It's an action to do, but the D4 can be rolled before or after making the ability check. That's cool.
Natural 20 with a 7, a 3, and a plus
Oh, and it
6.
is, yeah, it is a booster.
Oh,
Right.
So
and it's like stuck in a tooth.
Nice.
Hanging on a tooth.
good. That should detonate in about now.
Oh,
You said detonate.
Now.
Well, I hope we moved at least.
You may want to move a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, this thing goes pretty
Yeah, it's
fast,
still moving.
right?
You're moving.
Yeah.
How many other grenades were there?
All the grenades.
4.
That is the last of my grenades. It was 4 grenades.
Yep.
Roll the damage. Now for 20, so you're gonna double it.
So can I borrow some d6s from everyone involved?
Sure.
How many?
Yeah. how
I
many-
need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Two distinct ones.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't roll a bunch of ones.
And you rolled 6 total.
I got a 1.
I see a 1.
So I got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You don't add, you do or don't add dex.
For grenades, I don't think you're going to
No.
get
Yeah,
that
no.
in your heads.
So
18 on 66 is pretty
yeah.
average.
Average for 5. Still decent.
I believe that's
So what was the total?
18, I believe.
Not a bunch of ones.
Yeah. 4, 4, 3, 1, 3, 3. So sounds about right.
Yeah, 18.
18.
That's 18.
Okay.
And it blows. There's this huge like explosion around its mouth. Part of its mouth is hanging off, and it moves initially away. Makes it horrible, really loud.
Yeah, it's
Like it
maybe
echoes
it's
through
coming.
this place, and it like throws its head back and forth, and then it starts to come towards where the plane was. Yeah, where it was. I mean, you're moving faster than it can move.
Yeah, and we're moving like maybe
Have
60
we
a
taxied?
turn.
Have we taxied in the turn?
He's
yet?
he's at the end at this point.
Oh,
Okay, so turn this around.
So you have to turn it around. You move the other one down on this way. Now just rotate it around. It's going the other way. Straight towards the plane.
So yeah, there was a gravity well that was hopefully slowed it down a bit. But
Yeah, not the big ones.
yeah, probably not.
It was busy eating its child.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to do that I could synaptically recoil it, but yeah, actually I would do that. if I could try. I don't know whether they have
Throw
intelligence.
grenades in the bathtub.
Does that require you to have intelligence?
You're gonna have to buy some new grenades.
I gotta buy new grenades. And that was on the, I think that was on
We
the
are on
shopping list.
Czar.
You're going through them way faster than
Yeah, I know.
anticipated.
Excuse me, those grenades have lasted quite a long time.
Alright. I'm definitely going to try to synaptically.
Oh, don't worry, I had grenades on the shopping list.
Is in range.
It is 60-foot range
So it's not yet, but it will be when you're.
when we're driving. Yeah, flying near it. I just need to be able to see
Okay,
it.
so you turn the plane around and
Try and get it
all right, and you
oriented.
know that you can get it. The engine really go revving high without letting it move forward until you're ready. And
Yeah,
you'll go really
Right.
fast.
Hold the brake.
So you're turned. The worm moves one more thing.
But isn't it? Do we want to
Slowly
move?
turning.
Slowly. Oh,
Do we
I
wanna
better go
move?
soon? Yeah.
Yeah, we better go.
It's fast
The other one
eject.
is moving one in the direction straight of the plane. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we
So
should go.
we're moving up, but when we get near, it's 60 feet. So
Yeah, I'm assuming each grid is like 10 feet.
Am I getting close
I wanna
to
let
about
you
as fast as
start.
I think
That's-
it's gonna,
that's about a
like,
60-foot
the engine's
move.
running as high as it
Yeah,
can?
it's up,
Okay, then off the brake and
and it takes.
here we go.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Hello.
What? That's one of Jack's specialties.
I know, I rolled that.
You're gonna boost your ability to make
14.
that roll.
Okay. And you start to go past it. As you're going past it, you see it rise up.
Oh,
That's what I want to.
synaptic recoil. Do whatever you can do.
I'm an electric surgeon.
You're on the wrong side of it.
Oh, I'm on the wrong side? Oh, am I on the
It's
right?
on the left.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
door
right,
is
because we
on the
taxied.
All right, the door is on the way.
Okay, no, bust
What are you
out.
saying?
Bust
Yeah.
out.
I'm an electric surgeon. As it like,
Through the plane?
Yeah, you'd be.
it's
Are
a
there
60 feet
windows?
range.
Yeah, but
Right.
are you
Yeah,
sure
but
they're
you
like
gotta
those?
shoot
You need line of
Mine
effect.
doesn't require a line of effect, but yours might. I don't know.
Are there windows we can bust out?
There were portholes
There were
on
portholes.
on the starboard
It's
side.
an antique,
Yeah.
Oh, well.
a classic.
Then we'll say it got damaged in the crash.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
We're gonna
That's
lose
shooting
atmospheric
through the hole.
stability.
so. I don't think my synaptic recoil
Yeah.
requires it doesn't say like you shoot anything. A wave of psychic feedback
Yeah.
is unleashed. So
Okay.
the target must make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 15, and on a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Flight response.
If it can do that, I don't know. And so I rolled
Yeah.
6 points of damage on a 3d6. I just should the more expensive the dice, the lower the freaking rolls.
Yeah, certain psychic abilities you can attack things you can see. Because
So
it assumes windows in a science fiction setting don't block line of effect.
It doesn't even say
That's
that
a-
you
You
can see.
whiz past it,
Ah.
you're gonna take a shot at it.
It does for
yeah, I just rolled a
Oh, yours
24.
requires sight.
No, it says
Yeah.
you can target something you can see,
Mm.
not just within range. It's psychic blast.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I know the feeling.
Pew! 1 damage.
It did crits.
Shoulder.
That was the weakest lightning.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of stress here. It's a really small window.
I've
Try
tried.
not to hit anybody else with it.
I've tried
You
3.
move it another 6 to the plane,
You got
and
it.
you can move the worm another 2 towards the plane. No, towards where it's going. They're not dumb.
Wow.
They can feel it coming.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not dumb.
They know how to hunt things by vibration.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least we got away from that
So
guy
by
before.
there,
Well, I
can I
guess
try and
we try
lift a
this
little?
again.
Can I get any lift?
You can get a little bit. It starts
Oh, okay.
lifting like, whoa.
Oh, good. We might not crash into the wall, guys.
So this is the one with the door.
Yes, on this side.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again as we get up to it.
Hold on, let's get initiative.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay, don't fail me now. I don't know if that counts as a failure exactly, but it is underperforming. 9.
That's a 4. I rolled 2.
I win initiative.
Yeah? What'd you roll this time?
Lower than you.
Wow.
So-
What'd you, I think she's the pretty good
What's yours?
competitor. There.
I got a 7.
Oh, geez. Like a Viking.
4.
That's what happens when you roll a 3.
16.
9.
Wow.
8.
We were not ready for the second
You
round.
will be going for the worms.
Was not prepared for the shift in
And one of
enemies.
them can't do anything but pilot. Jeff,
Almost
I assume you're gonna pilot.
It's actually a good thing for the pilot to go first.
And as it's doing it, it's kind of like
Oh.
you can feel it like trying to get
Oh.
under it. Kill.
Oh, great.
Wow.
So did my synaptic recoil seem to cause that creature to
Yes.
recoil? Okay, well then in that case, I'm looking out this open window door here at the one that I see going up, and I'm gonna try it again. It was either that or concussive force to confuse its vibrational sensors, but I'll do the, so it's a whiz save, DC 15. They're gonna roll out here, I'll have better luck. That is
Oh,
better
you
luck.
did much better.
It made it save.
So 14, so it takes 7 psychic and does not get out of her way, sadly. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and throw a little stink on it, which is my way of saying I'm going to use my special ability to add a little radiant damage. So it has to make another wisdom save. This is called Cosmic Flare or something. So it takes 4 radiant damage and has disadvantage on its next thing.
Okay. So it's rising up as you're going past it, and it looks like it's dropping its weight towards the plane. So it's going to roll the hit with disadvantage.
Disadvantage thanks to
Oh,
Cosmic
you did.
That is good.
Oh, nice.
And it misses. Weight comes down right behind the plane as
Whoa.
it goes whizzing past, and then make me a piloting check. Aircraft.
The question is, did that disadvantage actually matter?
It did. It
Right, he said
stopped it from being
From crushing us?
from hitting.
Advantage.
17.
Okay, so you start to pull up, and it's like, and the wall's like right up in front of you now, and you realize you're gonna have to go like straight up for a
Okay.
little bit. So you
Do one of
need to make
these.
sure everyone's. Can everybody make me a dex check that is not buckled in?
I'm not buckled in.
I am buckled in.
I am buckled in.
That's why I haven't
I'm
been
gonna
attacking
You make me a dex
things.
check, please.
I'm gonna say
We're
I
not buckled in.
Is it a check or a saving throw? This is
It's a
important.
saving throw.
Okay.
Hold on,
It doesn't
guys.
matter because I don't have advantage on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I wasn't buckled in because I had tried to make sure I was
Because you
worried
were
about
trying
synaptic.
being at a point where you could, do a
Okay,
thing.
okay.
I got an 8.
14.
The two of you go flying back to the back of the plane.
Now who lands on
Each
who?
takes 3 points of damage. You land into eggs that have slid to the back and
Well,
are cutting you with the edges of their
Shells.
ostrich thick shells. And you're now in a pile of goo and shells,
Kel,
but stuck in the back of the plane.
Oh, we're not gonna fall out now.
Kel,
Yeah, you-
could you please get off us?
And the plane.
You're on me.
No, you are on
No,
us.
you're on me.
You make a integrity check on the plane.
Getting blood in the omelet.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
And as you're going up, you feel something hit the bottom of the plane.
Presumably the wall?
Well,
Maybe.
probably stone.
Okay, yeah.
It felt like stone.
Okay.
And you heard something go something.
Jack,
Not sure what that was.
Jack, that does not sound very nice.
Can you land without wheels?
We'll find out, possibly. Maybe once I get going, you can look under your plane.
yeah.
Hold on, we're still not out
And,
yet.
and suddenly it like levels off to another level, and it's much wider. And you realize you're starting to lose acceleration going straight up.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll try and level out over this.
And as you start to level, you can level out, and it winds really wide here. And you realize that to get to that cavern, you're gonna have to basically like you can't go straight to it. You kind of have to spiral your way up, kind of like
Or lift
A
and
bird using
turn, and
thermals.
then lift and turn.
because it just doesn't have enough atmosphere to really go very far that way.
Okay.
So you start to level it off, and you see that there's smaller worms up in this area, just on the surface, kind of digging in or moving, and they all, when you get within a certain range of them, they all kind of, their bodies move your direction.
Oh, they like the sound. Mm.
Hold tight.
We are trying.
Then you level off, and you're on yolk and egg whites. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys look like a mess. You
oh,
should
yeah,
buckle
that's a
up.
mess.
I was trying to.
They will never
So is there
find
like
the
no
corpse.
door to this? It's just
Right, no door on
Yeah.
one side.
No
A
pressurization.
doorway
No
or
nothing.
an open port.
So you start to spin around, and as you come back around to the side, you see that one of the worms is halfway up the wall.
The large ones?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So now, can we block the approach too far away for me to do
So
anything?
you can't hit it.
Yeah.
You just see it climbing to get to higher ground.
is it 120 feet away? Or
It's
closer?
probably further than that right now.
Further? Okay.
Yeah. But you can just see they're big, so you get light on them, and
Follow
caverns
them.
creates light.
How determined that is, huh? Go figure.
We would find it admirable if it weren't trying to eat us.
Tell it. It's fortunately we killed we crushed its little eggs. Sorry. Do we have our red shirts? We have one living red shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kisa.
Was it Kish? No, Kish got eaten. Who didn't get
It
eaten?
was the woman.
Yeah, I thought it was Kishka.
It was a woman that didn't get eaten because she got
Asa and Kishka. And
It was
some
Elena.
other.
Elena.
Elena was our
Elena.
living Sherpa.
Yes.
How's she doing? Okay.
She's sheet white
I can't imagine why.
and like holding on like for your life to whatever.
Don't worry, you get used to it.
All right, so when I start turning, I'm trying to keep the left side towards the center, so you can at least shoot out that way. I just keep circling, get as much height as I can without
And as
stalling
you
the engine.
pass, I mean, this whole area is like a small part of the whole thing. You like pass around it, the whole thing, and rise up as you go, and you see there's some other larger worms up in this area, the big ones up in these areas too. And every time you go near an area, they rise up and swipe. And you're really kind of flying like a glider that has some power. Like it's lifting slowly. It's actually interesting as a pilot. Like,
Yeah,
Like flying a
interesting
kite.
craft, yeah.
right.
We are glad you feel that way.
Reminds me of my training shuttle flight.
One of them misses,
Oh,
swings,
man.
and as it does, it like falls down into the cavern.
That's what you get. You jerk. Well, if we can blast at it if they get close.
Well, the ones on the inside you can blast at, but really that means you can shoot at the ones on the opposite sides for the most part. And you slowly rise.
Yeah. As I,
It doesn't take many revolution before you're above where they can.
okay. I was gonna say, if I pass one, like, as I'm going, I'd try and cut in a little bit to avoid it, like, swing away from the wall.
Yeah, you can do that. And you start to see the cavern opening for what it is, which is a sliver
Yeah.
that's too wide for or too thin for your wings.
All right.
You gotta do a Millennium Falcon?
Hey, is everybody buckled in?
I'm gonna get.
Just curious. No reason.
What happened to your bravery?
Just ruined the
He's very brave. However, there is a time for bravado and a time for buckling in.
I think I ruined the upholstery.
The egg white
We'll
will
tell
give
them
you
that was there
advantage
before.
in
Yeah, there
securing
you go.
yourself
I'm
to
nice and stuck.
To do it, you do need some acceleration. You'll have to kick the engine up higher to get through because it also you have to rise while going sideways
Right, you
through
have to
it.
push.
Right, you need the push,
Okay.
and it's
Punch it.
It's
Sorry, get
only
out
so
and push.
long, so you
Go
gotta make sure
faster.
you're
Okay.
in and out of
You're
it
right.
before
Go
it
spin
can
the rotor a little more.
get to the end of it.
My idea would be fly as high as I can, obviously without hitting the roof, and align myself so it's down from where I'd be flying. So once I'm up here and as high as I can get, maybe a little dive and then back up sideways.
Okay.
Get some sex.
Yeah, as much speed as I can build.
All right, making a piloting check. Everybody gets very uncomfortable for a moment when the plane starts going like dipping really quickly and then going up.
Here we go.
Jack,
You
we
hear
are
the
very
engine rev
uncomfortable.
as hard as it can.
Be advised. Here we go.
Go. And as you do this dip, you feel the propeller and then catch again, and it starts up again. Let's make your roll.
18.
Nice. And you turn the plane sideways. Which way do you turn it? The door side
Door
down or
closed
side?
side.
Yeah.
So the right side dips.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Careful not to fall out of the
Shake
window.
everybody out of the plane. Yeah.
Well, everybody's strapped in.
Yeah, I'm sure the seats are very secure.
Yeah. So you turn sideways,
Some eggs might roll around.
Yeah.
Like
and as you're
yolk
going up,
is chucked
it gets
through.
narrower and narrower as you're heading up to the end, and it gets like to a point where it feels like it's closing in very quickly on you.
Ooh.
And it actually is a little bit, and part of the glass gets hit by something
Oh, crap.
that covers the cockpit. And can you make me a dex check?
Sure. 24.
And you duck as the cockpit gets torn, the surface of it, and you hit the light. And you feel glass flying past all of you from the cockpit.
That glass was probably an impediment to seeing anyway.
Yeah, I can feel it.
It's all dirty.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, I can actually see where I'm going
So
now.
now you're like looking at a
Make me a
broken.
piloting check.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Broken windshield out into empty space.
Natural 1.
And as you come out, you go upside down.
Oh.
Oh,
Were you
Check.
strapped in?
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody
Yeah,
is
that's
strapped
piloting
in.
101. Yeah.
So because of the way you were turning, you ended up
Okay,
having to go
yeah.
upside down to make it out. And you make it out, but it barrel rolls under you. Have you ever done a barrel? That's a good question. Give me a piloting check against. Let's see if you can handle
Okay.
what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Fortitude save against
Atmospheric
the
barrel
G's.
roll.
17.
Fortitude save against the G's.
And as you barrel roll and come back around, the propeller goes. It stops.
Where were we supposed to land this?
Anywhere, somewhere.
Jack, we do not hear the propeller going.
Get out and spin it again.
How much altitude did I manage to get?
A few hundred feet.
All right, I put us into a power dive and try and re-engage the engine, see if there's
Can you
enough.
do it? Let's see.
Jack, we don't like this course of action.
Jack!
Here we go.
Please, Jack.
Oh yeah.
And just in case,
Soft reboot.
my last fortuitous die. Another 4, so 29, 26.
And it starts leveling off and kind of heading downwards, and you see rock and everything like coming up, and then the propeller kicks in again, and it just kind of slowly lifts over the rock. And you know that you need to figure out where the direction is.
Yeah.
Where
And
to go.
hey, can
You use
somebody?
beacons and stuff.
All right, I'm gonna keep it really level. Can somebody look underneath and tell us? Do we still have landing gear?
Click.
How are you gonna look under?
I'm going to get out and stick my head out from under the open thing.
Open door.
Yeah, you have landing gear. You have one wheel on the left and the back wheel.
Be advised, we have one wheel on the left and the back wheel. We are missing a wheel.
Hmm.
And it's not just bent; it's just gone.
It's gone.
Because if it was bent, we could fix it maybe. But
Fix it in there.
have the renew cantrip.
It was a lost cause anyway. That wheel was damaged before we got here.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't do.
Interesting.
The moon's kind of pretty from up here.
This is a nice view when you are not being chased by worms.
Can I? Okay. It's crazy.
What's the carrying capacity on one of your discs?
That's what I was just looking up. I'm like, I throw a guidance
Just
disc
curious.
under there.
It's a lot per disc, but you can only make so many.
So a guiding disc, I have rudimentary control over it. It just says
It's
that
enough for like
if
2 people.
Basically, it gives a +2 to dexterity and constitution saving throws as well. It's within 60 feet of me. I can cast it. So as long as I'm moving with the plane, I guess. I don't know if I can do anything.
Well, it has some lift, so maybe when we try and actually land, just stack a couple under that side and see what happens.
Shot.
All right.
This plan is very shoddy, but
Yeah.
All right. So, do I know where to head to now? Like
Yeah,
where
back towards
was our-
Blue Hole.
Okay. Yeah. So
And as you're flying, it seems to be pretty smooth once you're up in
Okay.
in level and everything. It's all the acrobatics that's intended to make it have problems.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe it.
And it takes you a while. It does not go particularly fast.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
probably flying at only 150 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour tops. And you see these mounds all over around Blue Hole from mining and stuff. And there are these long sheets of material removed from inside, rock and what have you. But there's also some that are really fine-grained sand. And they're just very smoothly laid out because it's, they're collecting it to sell and ship.
Okay.
could we crash into that, Jack?
Possibly. That looks like a good
Quarry.
spot. What do we have in terms of fuel left?
Enough to get around where you need to
Okay.
We haven't gone that
All right.
far.
Yeah.
Yes.
So once unless I start sputtering, or in like case I run out of those, like
Seems to
I'll
be
try
running
and
smooth now.
I'll just fly along. How close are we to Blue Hole? And I still have those.
This is near
inside.
Blue Hole. It's outside of Blue
Oh, okay. All right. So that
Blue Hole has
we're gonna
mines.
land on that one. I'll just try and pick one that's roughly aligned with the way we're going.
So it goes back and buckles himself in. Tighter.
Yeah, I'll buckle myself into a window where I can see where the down, at least on the right side, so I can see where I'm gonna try and put some guiding discs.
Do we need to all lean left where we land?
How fast
Yeah.
do those discs move? Like,
It
what
just
is-
says they stay within. They spin a few feet around the creature that I choose. So it's like if I put them a few feet from me, below me, maybe it wouldn't do anything.
So they stay with you,
Yeah. They
They'll
stay with me. Or if I
and you're moving with the
I can
plane,
put
so
them
they
out.
stay with you.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
All right.
And then everyone else on the left side, to keep it moving.
Lean left.
Sir, I'm lightweight.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for flying
Right.
ancient atmospheric craft
We will
airlines.
We will throw you out the window, but we will not. We will suffer the consequences gladly.
Yeah.
And you slowly spin your way around, descending slowly and trying to bring your speed down
Oh yeah,
as low as you can
without stalling.
without stalling. Make me a piloting check.
One
There
more.
we go.
Not all the piloting checks. We haven't had enough of
Jeez.
those.
That's an
20?
20.
Okay. And you're getting lower and you're starting to line up, and then the propeller goes out. It stops.
Ooh,
So you're gliding. Oh yeah, it stops.
okay. Oh well, you got those discs, right?
I wouldn't expect them to be very much help. Please.
And you're down to probably 60 miles an hour.
Okay. This is nothing. I'm usually hundreds of meters a second. This is fine.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody is buckled in though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just,
All right. Yeah.
Affirmative.
Does my seat become a flotation device?
No, but you maybe use
And
one.
you use your power to create discs underneath.
Yeah. Little buffer.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, me?
You have to kind of imagine.
14? Or is it 15? 14.
You come in and you feel the first sand roll under the wheel, like, and sand flies up. You don't really see it, but you feel
Right,
it
yeah.
as it, and you kind of hold up again, and it keeps slowing you down as you do it. Can you make
Oh, that's
an airplane check?
Yeah.
Aircraft check.
18.
And it feels like whatever he's doing on the other side is creating enough resistance.
Good. Okay.
Although you do feel the plane lean one way
Yeah.
more than the other.
Shift to the left, folks.
And then suddenly
Nope. Uh-oh.
Right.
Ow. Plow, or... Oh, there's not much I can do.
everyone takes 3 points of damage
Yeah.
from the impact, and it's suddenly facing down into the sand. And it, for a moment it sticks like that, and then it rolls over. And now it's got sand all over you. You're able to cover it with this.
Right? Is it wheels down or wheels up in the air?
Wheels in the air.
Oh, so we're on our backs.
Yeah.
Where the ship is.
They're covered in egg
Oh,
and sand.
Upside down.
We made it!
And from the doors upside down, you see some people, workers in there, come running towards the. What do you guys wear?
Hello.
Click, click. Thump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eggs are just everywhere.
Oh, I'm sure I've got a nice.
And eggs, both of them. There's some unbroken, some broken.
I'm sure I've got a nice omelet slash quartz mix all over, pasted
I
over.
am so sticky.
Yeah, everybody covered in eggs and sand. You've just been tarred and feathered.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
I'm not gonna get the sand out of my.
It's in our mouths.
It's more than just in my mouth.
The sand would taste good, but
Yeah.
with the sand, not so much.
We're also windblown, so like
Yeah.
sticky hair, just
Yeah,
like.
everything. It's like a gel.
Like
Well, a
wax.
perfect
I
2 point
love
landing.
home. 2 point landing.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay? What happened?
Yeah.
Assistance, please.
And
Yeah.
people come, what the hell is this thing?
It's Vanya's.
Oh,
Yeah.
they start helping you
Yeah.
gently. They're very gentle.
Does anyone have any water?
Greetings.
We can get you water down below.
Thank
I
you.
need it.
And they start
I need the
they're trying to
refresher.
figure out the contraptions of the seat belts.
No, push that
They
button.
don't know.
And then they do, and then
I'll
I fall
push
out
you
on my
guys.
head.
Yeah.
And they're there to catch you. Oh my god, you guys look all bruised up.
No.
You'll notice there are 2 fewer of us. Sorry to
These
say.
people didn't know anything about that.
Okay.
Oh, they did.
These are minors.
Our wounds are inconsequential. Gratitude.
I'm sorry, Elena. I say to our red Sherpa. You made it.
Is she traumatized for life?
Oh yeah. Well, for now, I don't know.
A
about
day with
mine.
us? Yeah.
We're the PCs. We cause permanent mental scar.
Yeah.
And you guys
We're not murdering.
slowly
we're
get
trauma.
worked
Yeah.
out of the ship.
Yeah.
And always like, be careful with those eggs. Don't break any more of them.
Yeah.
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 How many eggs survive?
Yeah, how many
I'll know
eggs?
soon.
Yeah.
I'll roll for it.
Yeah, it's like,
We had some strapped in, right? Maybe.
We did.
Less than
They
did
did.
survive.
they
Yeah.
did, but
I
enough.
believe it.
Some definitely shattered.
That wasn't the original task either. That's a bonus. That's
Got
great.
everywhere.
That.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever find anything in that tent area?
Yes.
I was a little distracted.
So were we. Yes, we did. We found this. Pulls out this. I think it's some sort of primitive data
Wait,
pad.
I hope it's not. Did you break it when you fell back of the plane?
No, why would we break it?
The eggs broke his.
Oh,
The eggs and-
okay.
the eggs and kennel broke our fall.
Yeah.
Believe me, I felt that in my face.
The
See
eggs-
this mark right here? It's the corner of that device.
Okay.
No
What is it? Let's
marshmallows
take a look at
survived.
I will examine the device.
It's swingy.
I even have.
Analyze device.
Hey.
I took it a while ago. I started with it. It's my level 1.
It's like
And
some.
you ever used it?
It's like some sort of data
Because once I
pad.
analyze
Someone keeps touching the
It's
screen and getting
analyzed.
egg
Yeah,
juice
doesn't
all
do
over it.
anything.
He's just
Messy
getting
now.
he's getting grease on
There's all
it.
kinds of yolk streaks across it.
I don't think this belongs on there, and all the sand.
Yeah, don't open it up.
It's some kind of an ancient data device. with a screen, a monitor of some kind, display,
Computer.
primitive display,
Yeah.
A keyboard. How quaint.
I give it a little white.
and it has a keyboard
Oh,
with ancient characters.
Another ancient language. I don't speak this one. I could though.
You could.
Tap into the crucible, and I now can decipher languages.
Cool.
And then I say, "Yep, it's still not a language; it's just a bunch of letters." I thought it would say something. It just is an alphabet.
Yeah, they're in a weird order.
Yeah, what? Cute.
The numbers
What?
are in the right order.
Yeah, QWERTY. What the?
QWERTY up.
Why isn't it ABC?
Wasset. What the hell's a wasset?
And people keep coming up there. There's a vehicle out there that's been brought out to get you guys in. Let's get you inside before.
oh, great.
Someone closes
Yeah,
the
worms. Lots of
I would like
worms.
to get cleaned.
Oh, you ran into some of those things. So you ate them. They're pretty tasty. You can eat them.
Yeah, well, they ate us.
What do you mean?
There's some of them that get the size of a house down there. They ate Asa and.
No, they don't get that big. The biggest we've ever seen is as big as my arm.
You ever been down to the bottom?
Well, in the mines. I've been in
Yeah.
mines.
We assure you, there are very large worms down there.
I mean, look at the size of that egg.
About
Yeah,
300
I'm-
meters long.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are eggs from the.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That'd be
Normally
great.
they're like this. They're little.
It's gonna be a different species.
It might be 1/8 the other one,
Yeah.
so it might be.
They were higher oxygen levels.
Yeah, I would maybe you gotta control the oxygen levels down there, eh, guys. Is there? So are we? We're near the where we're going, like the mine.
Yeah, Blue Hole is actually where you're.
I need let's
You
get a
need to
message. Can somebody send a message to Vanya's
And they-
people?
They get you in and they're like, they give you rooms so you can clean up.
Do we
And
tell
I immediately clean up.
them about the ancient data pattern?
I think we can examine it. We said, in fact, that was a specification. Is we get first information rights.
The data pad. And wasn't there a journal too? You can read that?
Now I can.
Oh.
I'm gonna read the logbook. I don't need these things once I've extracted the information. And I think it's just names of airports and dates and stuff.
Flight log.
Yeah.
Today's in-flight meal is nothing.
Chicken or fish.
Nothing is more accurate.
Yeah. Pay for some stale peanuts.
Gotta pay for the peanuts now. Oh, this is a dark timeline. I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, right. Pay for your carry-on. What?
After you clean up, Inkasi comes, that was one that was the robot, half robot, total cyborg, the director. I heard your mission was successful. The craft has been acquired, although it seems to have been damaged quite a bit.
It was like that when we found it.
Well, it was partially damaged when we found it. Like the landing was a little rough. Although Jack was, thank you very much for not making us out.
Yes, it is still flight worthy.
There are also very, very
We have
large
footage
worms.
of, video of it
Oh.
coming in.
Well, there you go.
So we do know it can fly.
Yes.
I guess that's what you call that. It was more of a fall, controlled fall, but
Falling with style.
it worked. I hope Vanya appreciates it.
You have very large worms down there, by the way. Very large
That's what they
worms.
said. You were saying that the worms down there have gotten
Massive.
larger than before.
Massive.
We know they've been growing. We didn't know to what extent.
They can eat a full-grown human in one bite without chewing.
And are feeding off of the lesser worms.
And there's multiple. How many did we see? We saw 2 at the bottom, but then we saw more. We
Yeah,
found
more of them were,
5,
yeah, as we were
10.
trying to go up.
Yeah, just in that area we saw
Yeah.
quite a few.
Though, explosives do work on them. I figured this much out.
Yes, we did use all of our grenades. Well, I didn't.
Cleanse them with fire.
We're gonna need those.
They're getting more.
I have no grenades. I meant I
No,
am not
no,
going to
okay.
use them. Oh, Kel's not going to be handling grenades.
But as far as mining goes, what miners they were.
Oh, the big worms?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They make very large holes indeed.
Right through the rock.
And two of the crew that was supplied to you was lost.
To the worms.
Eaten.
They are, what is the phrase from my xenobiological background? Ambush hunters.
Maybe you're drawn to vibrations.
Mm-hmm. Blind, but drawn to vibrations. Burrow through the rock like it's a soft cheese.
Asa and Kishka were taken. So nothing we could do.
Happened instantly.
Apologies.
Elena stated such, and she's now with a therapist.
Yes,
Good.
and will be probably. She was swallowed nearly, but we managed to save her. Or I should say, the good
She
doctor
said
knows.
that your physician was able to prevent her death.
I just was doing my job.
She was very appreciative of your job.
I'm appreciative of Jack's skills getting us out of there before we too got swallowed by worms.
So what was it like flying that craft?
Amazing. Remember that time we went upside down? That was great. I want to do it again.
Admirable job.
I use a seatbelt.
I'd rather not get in that again.
Ever.
Really?
How did those ancient peoples even strive? I mean,
Apparently there were thousands of them all over the place at one time.
crashing into each
And they
other.
voluntarily got into them.
They did. They improved them from that point. That was a very early model, almost. We think it may have been like a prototype or something of early flight craft.
How did it end up here?
A manager who was previously managing the processes here as in the moon before Tsar was purchased was a collector, an antique collector. And he apparently loved trying all of the things he collected.
Well,
He disappeared.
Yeah.
I think we found his last camp.
Campsite. Yeah.
It must have been his tent.
So there's more down there then.
We found a tattered tent. That's about
A
it.
tattered tent, what appears to be some sort of primitive rebreather, a thermal sleeping bag, many holes in the tent, but no body.
Yeah. We found a data pad that we're going to be analyzing and then handing over.
Fair.
Interesting.
No signs of living occupants, if one can survive there.
I mean, how it was hundreds of years, right? This thing, or at least like
Yeah.
decades that this was down there.
Vanya will be very excited that we were able to retrieve it.
We are glad.
I guess, yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how we survived that.
A return
She
trip is
even
not
has-
recommended.
In her museum, she even has ancient spacecraft and
I'd like to see that museum.
satellites, what have you.
Yes,
Indeed.
I as well.
Some. We
Oh,
too.
yeah, I'd recognize some of that, eh?
I'm interested in the vehicles of this era's archaic times.
Yes, and she has craft from all over the galaxy, not just Terran. This collector happened to be a collector of Terran antiquities.
Well, yeah, maybe we should pass a message that we'd like to visit the museum.
It was an interesting ride.
Indeed.
A little like a rail coaster.
With no safety mechanisms.
There were
Like
harnesses.
rails.
Minimal. The bare minimal fly-by-night carny standards.
Yeah, and giant worms.
And giant worms. So like the Nebraska State Fair.
Did the craft have any kind of cameras to take images or video of the process or what was happening with the worms?
I mean, I had my bonded companion around, but I didn't
It
specifically
was all
say.
very, very
they were-
archaic mechanical sensors.
Yeah, there was nothing really digital at all on the plane.
Seems like
What do you mean?
Nothing. It's only it was all mechanical.
Fully mechanical. No electronic systems at all.
How did it fly?
Combustion engine and a propeller. Right? That's what that's called, yes.
I think that's what we
Very
needed.
confusing to me that you could make that fly. That will have to be examined. Maybe why Vanya is so interested.
It's a very early form of atmospheric transit.
There's very little atmosphere here, though.
Yes.
Was that a concern?
Yes.
Well, that
It
was
was a
also,
factor.
yes.
A tiny concern.
And that was ultimately why we crashed. The engine stalled out.
I see. Lack of something in the air it needs.
Oh, and it might mean before trying to fly it again, new lubricant. We had to cook some
improvise a
up from
lubricant
the eggs.
from the viscous fluids within the raw eggs. Yes. We ran on egg oil.
That may be why you crashed.
That well.
Are
That could do
you
it too.
impugning my scientific ability?
You.
I may have
It'd be
discovered a
interesting,
new
though, if the
lubrication
worms-
source for you.
If the worms are creating a source like that, that may be profitable.
Yeah, maybe you should stop eating them and start harvesting them.
Well, they are delicious.
Perhaps both.
Having seen what they come out of, I'm not sure I want to eat any.
Well,
They are
contained
delicious.
in bread.
So don't let them get too big.
Yes. That would be intelligent. Well, you can enjoy your meals. I'll let Vanya know that your trip was a success. Most of your materials have been collected for you and are just outside your craft, created and prepared.
We might
Some of the things you need to
main
do,
camera.
the deep blind.
Yes.
We did exhaust our grenade supply. That seems to be an issue
Yeah.
for one of our members.
Don't worry, we have already put in the order for more. It was part of our shopping list.
Yes, our shopping list. I do like that we have a shopping list.
We do.
Although I don't remember adding anything to it. I should have.
That's what we were about to mention.
Well, we're gonna go to the deep line. There's good stuff out there.
We're doing prepared for the good stuff in the deep line.
That's also where we'll build the anti-grav chamber for our squid alien friend, the Gavril.
Yeah,
Need all the final components for that.
indeed.
I mean, you can do most of that work on the way. It's just the antimatter containment that you need to get from the deep line.
Big back.
That has to be made in a vacuum, created in a vacuum.
Yeah. And magnetically
Yeah,
sealed.
so it doesn't blow anything up, like the asteroid you're in while you're making it. So they don't even actually generally make it on the main asteroid.
Right. They take it out onto a ship or another
There's
asteroid.
another asteroid that
Yeah.
they do it. They build the containment vessels for safety. And a lot of times there's not even people on the asteroid. It's done, robotically.
Don't worry, we got them.
So they have all our stuff put together?
They have it crated and outside your ship.
Everything
Goethe
on our
arrived after a
list
while.
that can be made here.
I hear you came back with giant eggs.
Giant eggs.
Let's feast.
Why not?
Yeah, I will pass.
Can I see them? I heard that they're bigger than your head.
They are.
That's the new slogan.
And
Eggs
torso.
bigger than your head.
And rich in minerals.
Have a very earthy taste.
You can also turn them into an industrial lubricant.
That's disgusting. Why would you waste that on lubricant? We have synthetics already.
Well, we hid them down at the bottom of a cavern, so we had to improvise.
More valuable as an important component of balanced breakfast.
I'm thinking
Do
about
we have any of the
becoming a
eggs with
vegetarian.
us? Or did we?
You do.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah,
I thought that we
survive.
saved
There
some.
are 17 eggs that survive.
Wow, that's a lot of eggs. That's more than I thought we had.
Yeah.
You want to turn some into grenades?
They were tucked under chairs and in backs and things. And they're
Grenade.
very hard
Yeah.
to break. Except when a body crushes them, that will break them.
Here's a balanced breakfast.
Yeah, so alright, well,
I mean, we can all eat one egg if they're that big.
I guess we could
Yeah,
have
I
a
think
bite.
so.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
there's a
cook
lot
it
of
though, right?
Yeah, of course.
They're good raw.
We need it raw.
They are,
Two
I
people
know.
could split one. You just Cadbury it, you know?
They can be cooked so deliciously.
I guess it beats green cake.
Yes.
You want no green cake with yours?
Oh, no.
Yeah, me either.
I wonder how good they are with cumin.
Let me bring one to the chef. Let him know that we're
Okay,
gonna have a
excellent.
private dinner, just us. No one else gets any of our egg.
Make mine over medium.
No.
Well, they're made as a communal meal.
Do you have any Tabasco?
So tell me about the cavern. What happened in there? I heard you crashed the plane. No, you crashed the flying vehicle. Were swallowed and then unswallowed by worms.
Giant worms.
Giant worm,
worms.
bigger than the plane.
We also lost 2 miners.
I heard.
That was sad.
In no particular
I mean,
order.
Yes.
they are miners. We have tons of them here.
Well,
Not a concern.
I think Elena would disagree, but
It was a sudden loss.
shocking indeed. I wouldn't recommend going down there. You know, this guy, he flew that plane, was trapped down there, I think, for a long time. And I found his tent and his camp.
And his primitive data pad.
Yeah,
Yeah, they say he went crazy. That's what. So he started like using all this old stuff. He was like, they said when they were telling me about it recently, they said he was rejecting modern life or something like that.
So
I don't even know what that means, rejecting modern life.
How unusual. Well, he had a primitive data machine down there, so he wasn't ejecting at all.
Yes, that is odd.
Maybe he has notes if we can
Maybe it
decipher
wasn't
this
tied
thing.
into the crucible.
How would it be useful?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to find it.
Yeah, I
So
think
we know nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ridiculous. It's a good thing we bought the moon.
Oh yeah, so this is from before.
Yeah.
Right.
Pre-rolled off.
I'll be back in a minute. Let me take the egg to the chef. Or I'll be back shortly. He leaves with 1 egg. And he's admiring it as he leaves.
Look at the size of this thing.
Did you ever read the book?
Yeah, I was going to read the logbook and try to figure out, get our ship's computer to interface with this little tendril or something into this old computer. It's like, tell me what this thing says or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't power up.
Like,
Seems like it has no power.
It has one of those stupid proprietary cord spots too, so we can't charge it. No! Damn you, Steve Jobs!
Might be able to
I
figure
could
something out.
electric surge it, but I
Yes.
don't think that's going to do anything.
Yeah, does power device, isn't that a power some people have? Boots have that one?
Somebody can bring something.
Yeah, we have a power source that we were given for the excursion, and
advanced ancient archaic ship, our new global friend, Boots, our engineer, and our minor in xenobiology.
Yeah, somebody should get it.
We should have at least some technical expertise.
figure out how to set up a connector between the power source that we were given
Oh.
Triggered
and the
device.
pad itself.
Oh, I see what we did wrong.
You
We
don't
had
do
the,
that when you get on the ship.
we had the batteries in backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll need to create an import.
You can supply or initiate a power source of one simple device within range.
Well, we have a power source.
Examples are a lighting
need a
panel,
connector.
a mechanical fan, a computer screen, or a digital device. You can power it.
Yeah, we just
Cool.
we need a connector with like a slot port, you know. that we
If it has no available power source,
Jack
you
it
can
in.
supply power for up to 1 minute.
Oh. Well,
Enough to boot and go through the boot sequence.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Taking too
Then
long.
ask for your password.
Update 1 of 1654.
Oh no.
Oh,
No, just skip the updates.
It just says it's improving my experience. What does this mean?
It's not giving us the specifics.
It's just a little spinning beach ball.
And Gertha comes back. Chef's making it. Are you guys hungry?
We could eat.
I need a shower again.
You're clean.
I don't feel
No
clean.
goo on you.
I should eat.
It's there. It's there, I tell you.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I still got sand in every crevice of this body. That's TMI, I'm sorry.
Well, the meal will be ready in about 2
That's
hours.
Excellent.
It's got a lot of
And
crevices.
apparently Vanya is flying into,
Oh.
is going to arrive to enjoy the meal with us. So I need another egg.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
should be fine.
you can't deny Vanya the egg, so okay.
She'll reimburse you for the
Yeah,
egg.
Sure she will. Here you go.
Just bad manners if you don't.
I would like to go check up on
Your patience.
well, I would like to go check up on the situation on the ship.
What situation? There's no situation. It's all good.
A personal situation.
Yes, may we return to the ship?
Oh, sure.
If we
Sure,
have
Shannon.
time.
Great.
And you're friends of the Romanovs, of course.
Okay.
I'll be back in time for dinner.
We go.
Do you need apparel? You have apparel.
Yeah.
I think I do. Actually, yeah.
Did we all get Romanov outfits last time, or was it just you?
I think we
Everybody was tailored the last time. I specifically put on the list at least 3 more suits for myself.
But I still have one outfit back on the ship.
Yeah.
So you all need to go to the ship to get
But
your.
Yeah, you gotta put a Russian outfit
I
on.
need
if you want
apparel,
to
but
explore
when
the
I
interface with the data pad,
You had asked for
Yeah,
it
yeah,
before,
on the
right?
ship.
Did you ask for?
ask for clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're good then.
Okay.
We are going to go back to the ship to check the shipment as well as retrieve our uniform.
And yeah, I want to interface. Try to fool around with the data pad, just curiosity.
Yeah, we should be able to hook up a connection on the ship to power that thing.
I can use whatever decipher languages again if I got.
Just need like cable and some cutting tools to make a proper
Splice something
interface.
together.
Yeah.
Figure out how much power it uses.
This is DC current.
People who can analyze devices are going to be useful there.
So Gerda takes an egg and says, "I'll see you guys in a couple hours,"
Gratitude.
and you guys head to the ship.
Mhm.
And when you get to the ship, there are crates outside the ship.
Ah, great.
Stuff.
Yeah.
This is grenades and clothes and what else did we order?
Nothing's marked.
Medical.
Nothing's marked on the crates
But I just
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I just
start
figured what was on our
opening the
list.
crates just to take a look.
outside the ship.
Yeah, let's get them.
I mean,
inside.
is it? We're in a busy spaceport thing
Let's
like
get them
this.
inside.
No, it's just your ship here.
Yeah, I'll just take a look
I mean,
outside.
there are other ships that go in, but
I'll just take a look outside. Quick peek.
okay. All the stuff that was on your list outside what you needed for the antimatter chamber for the anti-grav is here.
Excellent. Click. Let's get this inside very quickly.
He needs to go shove it all in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You got a better place for it? I'm all ears.
You need to build an armory.
We have an armory.
There it is,
The
yeah.
bathtub.
Yes.
Bathroom.
We have just rearranged the soap rack to fit more grenades.
Let's see. Let's see. Very well.
You get on the ship and you're looking at that box. You're like, I can make this work.
Yeah, it's
It's not that tough.
yeah, it takes some tweaking
Yeah.
and
I
MacGyvering.
check on my patients.
And the gavril is, I mean, the atmosphere is lesser here, the gravity's less here, but there is gravity. Being in the liquid bath helps a lot. It's still not great.
Right,
Yeah.
probably not comfortable.
Right, it looks, I wouldn't say sick, but more like lethargic.
It's taking a toll on. Is somebody with me, or you guys?
I'm on the ship, but Kel's taking a second shower.
Soren,
Oh, yeah, I'd be-
Soren's going back
I
and
wanted to
forth
try
moving the
talking
crates
to
in.
him.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably be in the cargo bay fiddling with the
Then
ancient device.
I guess I come to you and I say we need to get that gravity sphere or 0G. What is it called?
Anti-gravity?
Anti-gravity. My patient isn't looking too well.
We will have to depart as soon as possible.
Recommended.
After eggs.
Do you think the gavril will expire within a day? It may take that long to get to the deep wind.
Dunk. Oops.
We can't do 0G when we travel, can we? Or
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, it's just uncomfortable.
Just turn, yeah, we
Yeah,
just turn
we
off
can do that.
gravity and
For anything for a space squid, right?
Yeah, right.
recommended
We may or may
going
not have
0G on our travels.
We may or may not have caused the death of itself. It's other companions.
As soon as we have our repast. With our hostess.
I'm checking on the enema now.
When you're over by the gavel, it's
The
You mean?
yeah.
That's very different.
Yeah.
Oh, what? I forget the name of it.
Yeah, I believe we call it. It's called the Yameen.
Amin. That's
Kel
it.
walks out with his tendrils up in a big towel.
Nice. Yeah.
Someone pushing a grape. It's a good look. Goes back to pushing a grape.
Got a giant fluffy robe that he stole from some luxury hotel.
Lord knows we've stolen a few. We've been to a few
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
The insignia from some hotel on
Oh no, the one in Space Vegas.
Space Vegas.
Yeah,
It's like
pretty
SV
station.
right there, Space Vegas.
We steal the sun.
That doesn't surprise me. Fluffy robe. Some sort of fluffy bunny slipper? I don't know. What would space be? Oh, it's the puff cat. Fluffy puff cat slippers.
There you go.
Puff cat.
We need a puff cat. We don't have a ship.
We need a puff cat.
We are concerned that you will not get along well
Should
with
put
the
that
silk
on the
cat.
list.
I am
Yeah,
seriously
we'll see.
considering paying an artist to
It
draw
shows
me
you
a puff
this
cat.
symbol,
Oh, the one it showed
and then
you
it shows
before.
you this one.
Ooh.
That's a
and
little
then
different.
It shows you this one. Then it shows you this one.
Have we fed it? Does it eat?
We don't know.
Have we fed it?
We have not. Because
We
don't
don't
what it
know.
eats.
I'm gonna
What's-
offer it some
it-
green cake. I'll show it what I do with, like, I'll put a piece in my mouth and I'll hold it up.
I think I
Near
just
it.
came to a
Like, near the
realization
top of the
about
thing.
something.
What's that? I'm standing in my robe. Do you need
Well,
help?
here, I'm gonna try my idea anyway.
As
I'm
a
gonna try to teach it to
xenobiologist,
speak.
I can try to figure
I'm
out
gonna
what
show a picture of a human. Show the picture,
Oh, wait,
I'll
we-
flash the word human on the
We
screen.
have, okay, so we have,
Kind of like
2
it's doing,
hours.
but I'm gonna show it like, I'll
like
show
go
it
out in
like an
space and
actual
like give some
person.
zero G for it?
yeah, for respite.
And I'll flash me and, are there any other humans around? No.
That's the only thing I
Vanya.
because otherwise we
But I
don't
mean,
know
it
if
has
it
a
takes
signal. So I'll just show it
sustenance
different
over
pictures of
time.
humans and me. I'm
I'm gonna-
flashing the word.
I'll try and analyze it.
When you show it it flashes this.
Ah! I'll flash it one of, say, a dentist. Does it?
So I
have
think
the
I was
same
trying to
thing?
connect some things.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like I guess I'll like Jack, can we go out into 0G for some time to see if it improves his condition? His
I'm sure it
medication
will.
and-
We have at least an hour.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. We're inside though, aren't we? Like we're way inside.
Like, is there like, do we have like smaller like
A shuttle.
shuttle or something so I can just take it out?
No, just
No.
the land strider.
Maybe we should worry. Maybe it's the lack of sustenance that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, same. Does
It
it?
flashes this.
I'll show it a picture
Doing
of
the
it,
same things again.
like one of it. Does it show me that?
Make the poor GMs scramble for all the little.
Scroll through the piece of paper like everywhere around me.
This'll teach you. This'll teach you to put in effort.
Oh, don't you have? Oh, I had the one that I thought was the.
Yeah, so Darmak and Gelada Tanagra or something. What's happening back
Do
here?
we have like some type of
Shaka
nutrient
when the
case
walls
or
fell.
something?
It might. Grape cake's pretty digestible unless it has a really different
I mean,
physiology.
yeah,
Pretty
as
much
a
everything can survive.
Xenobiologist, does it have a mouth?
Basically
does it
made
have
from
a
algae.
place
You
to
have to examine it.
eliminate waste? Well, let me take a
I've
look.
not seen any waste eliminated.
Because we haven't put anything in. Nothing in.
But
nothing in.
I see no
It
mouth.
does
Do
seem
I?
to have like
I have no mouth,
gas
but I'm a screen.
pockets. that-
Perhaps if it's
propels
like
itself
other
with-
creatures
That's
like
the
it
thing,
may
is it
have a
gas
beak,
pockets,
but
or
we
is it
haven't
just
really had
some
time to
Yeah.
examine
line
it.
for the ether, some sort of weird Shoggoth.
I am assuming it's gas propelled.
And it flashes.
I know somebody like that.
When you show it.
Oh, see, you need something in there. All right, so okay. So now we've got some communication. All right, so I'm going to show it actual green cake. I'm going to put it in my mouth. I'm going to hold it up near it. Nothing.
It touches it.
Perhaps a solution.
It pulls a little bit into the water.
Does it do anything with it, or is it just like
It's like held onto its suctions.
Could I perhaps like hook up like
Do not fill up on
nutrients
green
straight
cakes,
into
you'll
it,
spoil
like
your dinner.
maybe inject it with
Make a
nutrients?
perception check.
I wonder if it consumes energy or light instead of solid food.
We
18.
do live out in space.
Right?
Where it's holding on to the green cake, you see a hole in the green cake appear,
Oh,
like a little hole somewhere in the green cake, and then another one, and another
Like
one.
it's
Where the
digested.
suckers
oh,
are.
well, there you go, from the
Like where the
suckers.
suckers are.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
All
a
right.
green cake.
It's just unexpected that it can eat from its suctions,
All right,
but
also do
noted.
that now. Starfish do that.
I will make some
They have a
tea.
mouth that they can feel and sense.
A nutritious tea
There you
made from green cake.
There you go.
Green cake tea.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'll brew it into a bowl.
Do you have any oolong?
Oh, there you go.
We have
Yeah, maybe just some
green dragon tea, which is green cake.
Yeah. Right.
So
we
what do we
have-
wanna, I mean, you'll like that. What do we want to ask?
The
Green tea with ginseng
Yeah,
and
this
green
guy.
cake.
We can show him pictures of things, and he seems to get that.
Show him a picture of the ship. So it says he's counting alt.
The legacy of Ator.
No,
there it's
their
Oh.
ships.
Actually, and he should like this.
Their vessels.
I'll go get that thing. I go get
The holographic projector.
projector.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
theirs.
as best as I can remember it, thanks, Boots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna envision one of his race, the other ship that we saw.
Because that's what it was casting before, right?
Yeah,
Like
but
a
yeah.
fake ship.
Yeah, but then Boots like imagine like a piece of pizza or something and wiped out the image.
It's probably in its database.
I don't know. We don't know that, but I'll show it to like that. And I'll show it to him, and then I'll stop and just show him the actual
Scrubbed.
thing.
And
If you want
it
to.
stops doing whatever it's doing, and the green cake floats off of it. And it seems to recognize whatever that is. It comes to the glass and sort of stays near it.
I'll set it down somewhere it can reach if it cares to.
Smaller
That might get
holograph,
it.
right? Not
Yeah,
like
yeah. No,
actual
outside of our
size.
ship.
We would be blinded by the
18th of
holograph.
it on, yeah.
We would be blinded by the holograph.
I can't see anything. Yeah.
the tea is ready. And I'll take the bowl over to like next to the tank and just set it there and hold it there.
Ah, careful.
This may be easier to ingest.
We've been terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Through the opening on the top, it like sends one of the tentacles out and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, hold
feels inside of it.
Hold it there.
And it's sort of like, maybe it feels the warmth is nice, it just sort of leaves its tentacle in there.
One way or
And then
another.
the liquid goes down a little bit over time, a little bit.
Simple.
Feel set?
Yeah.
You see how the caffeine hits,
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
really active.
Yeah. Woo.
Does green cake tea have caffeine in it?
Probably added. I mean,
Yeah.
22, yeah. We come back, it's hanging up
Green
from the
bowl.
ceiling, like watching it.
Oh no,
Oh,
it's in the vents.
Probably dropped a caffeine cube in there.
Yeah, a little green bowl.
Yeah.
Green cake
Just
bowl.
to give the gaffer a little extra oomph.
And then, I mean, this takes a little time, and you realize you're like 20 minutes from dinner.
Yeah.
We should probably table this
Yeah.
for the moment.
Oh, that was good though.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll secure the bowl to the side of the tank with some sodium duct tape.
So it doesn't spill.
What you realize you got to do that is that it has one tentacle on the device, the hologram device,
Right.
and it's pulling it into the liquid,
That
The
destroy that.
tea or its own, the tank?
its own liquid.
Oh, okay.
You think that will that destroy the device?
We don't.
It should, device worked out in the vacuum, I assume it's relatively sealed.
Yeah, these things are fairly pressure resistant. So.
Yeah, they're made for space. You can handle water.
No, it's their species' device,
Yeah.
so I'm going to
Yeah.
assume that it knows what it's doing.
Yeah, we don't, it's
I'm just
younger.
I'm just making sure its
smaller.
feeding
We don't
bowl
even know
doesn't
that.
tip over.
It's feeding bowl. It's like our pet squid.
Yes.
Maybe they bud. Could be like thousands of years.
Might be.
Alright, so I'm gonna go get
They
my
get smaller as they get older.
black tie attire on.
Am I already wearing a attire? Like, did they give me the attire?
I think
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
they
it.
give you
Remember we ordered
time.
clothes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
then
think
I'm wearing them.
before we headed out,
It's like
the
really
clothing was
kind of
provided.
old school apparel, Earth apparel.
But like old. How old? I mean, what are we talking about?
I mean, a
Like
dress.
actual Tsar Romanov era, or
No, not that old.
I'm assuming it has elements of courtly Russian
Yes.
aspects, but it's still,
But
it's
modernized.
modernized. It's
Yeah.
neo-Russian
so it looks like what
or neo-Tsar era
like some Putin-esque oligarch would wear as a tuxedo or something.
with an asymmetrical vest.
It's very fashionable.
No capes.
Unnecessary epaulets.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
capes, but yeah, epaulets probably.
Everybody needs an epaulet.
Yeah, lots of rich dark colors.
Yeah, so you get in this apparel. It's kind of weird to put it on. It doesn't like it has Terran-esque accoutrements, buttons and zippers and things that are not like the stuff that you've grown up wearing. But it has like
Buttons you
old
don't
mechanical
need.
stuff.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Little
things like
accessories
that.
Like
that
this
like,
isn't
why are
even
they
a real
there?
pocket. What is this here for?
Decorative.
What are these shoulder pads for?
Yeah. What? This is not a jumpsuit. What am I wearing this
You
for?
might like the shoulder pads.
Yeah,
It's like, wow, I look very
Power shoulder pad.
robotic.
Power super.
Why do they have braids attached to them?
Why does it flap over here? This like weird little lapel.
Asymmetrical jacket.
And nobody can explain the underclothes.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Power suit.
They're not functional.
Yeah, I didn't wear them.
And you get in your apparel and you head to lunch. And go on.
Before I leave, I want to, on my communicator, like, flash this, and then this, at the squid.
And the one that, the squiggly one, you see it, give it back, and it like goes like this. And then it shows it doing. Hold on.
We're gonna need to build like a
Space Pictionary.
Like this.
yeah. That's foods and
And this stuff is swirling in from the bottom.
Oh, there you go. Let's go to the bathroom, probably. Who wants to expel?
Or maybe that's the reverse. That's it.
Or maybe that's the
getting
food
full.
itself.
It's getting full.
The swirl is like energy or or food,
Yeah.
and the
More
empty.
tea.
Space Pictionary.
There's the squid, and then there's the food inside the squid, and it brings the food inside the squid. Maybe.
Alright, hopefully you can hold off for a couple hours.
Yeah, right.
Leave it a couple of green cake bars
Well,
on the
it
side
has
of the
a
tank.
chemical on the green cake.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it's
I'll bring some more.
about half gone.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's, alright, so I bring in a pile of
Yeah,
green
we'll
cake.
just leave it a
just to-
reserve of green cake.
There's green cake, and then there's that water dish with the tank up there.
Yeah,
and
one tentacle's sitting inside of it, and it's mostly gone too.
Well, actually, just while I can't, I'll leave my data pad here and have it flash picture, word, just run through the dictionary. Maybe like an abridged version. Not starting with the A's, but maybe like for kids,
Fifth element.
but literally like I'll try and find something
Yeah,
for
right.
like an Earth baby, like how you teach kids to talk.
Mozart for babies or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
in the
exactly.
background.
Old to find one of those weird channels that,
Baby TV.
that children shouldn't have,
So
that they
I
target
kinda
for
like-
advertising.
Get a little pat before I leave, because I'm like, okay, now we know it needs to eat.
Sorry about that.
It's not
Sorry,
bad.
It makes you feel any better. You know, you've actually only been on the crew for 2 days, so this creature just hasn't eaten for a day or two. It was getting a little hangry, but it's okay.
Pet it on the way out. Then you head over for the egg meal.
Yeah.
And whatever else.
Eggs.
And we'll take a break here.
Okay.
We'll be back in Welcome back. We're back from our bio break. Thank you, Knight 1823, for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the game so far. We are now heading to dinner.
To dinner. Yeah, time to go to dinner.
They're all dressed in their fancy duds, sort of like in Harry Potter when they had the party, and Ron Weasley was in the old duds with the lacy stuff.
His father's robes.
Yes.
Formal dress.
Yeah.
It sounds like none of us are wearing underwear.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out how to work it. This ancient Terran weird layered clothing.
Where's underwear?
What is the purpose
that
of
goes on the inside, Cal.
it? Yeah, I wasn't sure, but why? Then no one can see it. What's the point? Very restrictive.
And Mark, the security officer, security director, meet you outside the ship. I'm here to take you to the meal.
Thank you.
Did I make any progress on interpreting any of the business in the device, by the way, before we leave?
No, you guys got caught up in the
Yeah.
language stuff, but
We did. That's fair.
and that stuff
Our squid.
never takes a few minutes,
No.
ever. But you made some progress.
We
real
fed
progress.
our squid. That's
It's
important.
powering up.
Yeah.
It's charging.
Yeah.
You'll be able to do that on the way out to deep wine.
Scott goes into boot.
Right.
Update.
We gotta figure out more nutritious plan than green cake.
But green cake is very nutritious.
Things more nutritious.
Maybe add some flavor to it.
You said
Yeah, it's
nutritious,
flavor.
not flavor.
Yeah. Actually, the chefs on Freezes, I have to tell you, the chefs on Freezes are amazing because they love spice. And there's a trade in illegal spices from all over the galaxy to Freezes because all they have is green cake. So they flavor it up with spices.
Delicious.
Everyone makes fun of it, but I mean, it feeds the whole population. It's fun of it only because it's gross.
For no reason other than it's disgusting.
Tastes real.
It's like eating kelp in cake form. You get to the meal, or you get brought in, and it's this, or you know, the typical Romanov setting. Huge doorways. You go in, and the windows on the sides, which you know are fake, have light and beautiful scenery on the outside. Servants come to the table and leave and go all the way back. These huge, long walks back to the edges of the rooms where they wait, periodically coming up to bring water. And Vanya's there, along with Gerta, Inkasi, Dashi, that's the Blue Hole Scientific Director, Tiana, which is the People Resources, yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna do the other one. And there are soldiers by the doors that are Vanya's personal guard. And there are 6 of them, 3 on each side when you come in. They are trusted. They may maintain their weapons, and the guards let you pass with the weapons. Come. You have brought these eggs that they say are so amazing.
Did you?
Well, not they say. They are amazing.
Did you get to see the vehicle?
I saw the video footage of the vehicle landing.
Oh, is that what that was?
Arriving.
Arriving.
Yeah.
So tell me, what was it? My apologies. Please sit, and we'll have the food brought. And the servants come and bring a salad. Don't worry, there's more to come. This is just the start.
Annalie likes it.
It's not green cake.
Yeah.
God. It's crushed
That's
vegetable
actually
matter.
very good.
Nutritious.
Andalish, there's some kind of a dressing on it that has a really nice kind of sweet, salty taste, vinegary. Wonderful. And you're eating and you think, so tell me, Jack, what was it like to fly that in a vehicle?
Incredible. I felt, I was going much slower than I normally go, obviously, in a shuttle or a spacecraft, but there was a lot more sensation of traveling at speed just because of the way the craft was built.
How fast does it go? 2,000 kilometers an hour?
Ha!
3,000?
No, it's driven by a prop through the atmosphere.
What do you mean a prop?
How to describe how it actually functions. It generates lift under the wings. There's not a lot of atmosphere here. We couldn't have been going much more than 200 kilometers per hour at the fastest.
What? It would stay in the air at that slow speed?
Yes.
Fantastic. Kind of genius then if they could make something fly so slowly.
With the primitive materials, they did much.
Fabulous. I'm so excited to fly in it someday.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Yes, I will have someone, probably a robot, trained to fly it over time. Somebody will analyze it and figure out how to make it work correctly before I fly it.
Maybe better somewhere with more atmosphere.
Yeah.
And they take the salads up and they bring the next course.
You could improve the lift and acceleration with extra turbines.
Perhaps a jet engine of some sort.
An aftermarket jet engine attached to this prop plane?
Yeah.
That's a great
There's a
idea.
couple of them.
I wish it to remain original.
What it is.
This is restoring a historical artifact.
So just
You don't install a simplifier.
So we'll just use a original jet engine.
There's not much to restore.
I will bring experts from Terra that can repair the glass in the.
Upholstery. I apologize.
They're
Eggs
already
everywhere.
cleaning the eggs.
Yes.
In Russia, they love eggs also, but they love the eggs of fish, which are an aquatic creature, and they are delicious. They're called caviar. And I have some that I brought in. It is quite the delicacy and outrageously expensive. I love it.
Wow, caviar from across the galaxy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I imagine it has a sharp taste.
Salty.
Very salty.
I'm willing to try this once.
I believe of the same thoughts.
You may require extra water.
But you don't drink water with it. You drink vodka.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right.
Vodka.
That eliminates the.
Vodka is a liquor.
We know vodka. We've had it. We've had it. We've also had fish once. It was tilapia. That was it.
Oh, disgusting fish.
It was all right. To be fair, it was that or starve.
Better the tilapia.
We also had to run the vodka through an engine once. That was fun.
So what are delicacies of the Dendas and
Eldor.
of the Eldori? I forgot. And of the Kesh.
Well, the Dendas, I grew up on a space station, a scientific research station, so we had carefully cultivated high-protein plants, I believe, in
And what of the
Silver Nargo
Eldori?
beans.
A similar fashion, we mainly grew our own species of nutrition and improved on the taste.
And what of the Kesh?
On my culture, there were a wide variety of sea life. So much like your caviar, there were many delicacies amongst the aquatic creatures.
Any that you remember that you loved from when you were a child?
Yes. There was the thumb eel.
We need to acquire some of those. Oh, that may be difficult.
There may be similar
Have you moved them
xenomorphs.
to? Did some of these delicacies come into the galaxy with the Kesh? Or were they lost when the planet was lost?
I am not aware. Apologies.
And what did that of the Ashen Forge, or do they just eat the food of the dentists?
We typically we sup on the food of the Dendusi, but as we are spread out, we like to think of ourselves as cosmopolitan. We are familiar. We, in particular, actually have had a affinity for human food.
I've heard you really love Jello.
Jello.
We do enjoy it. It is springy and bouncy and just melts in your mouth practically.
Children love it. We make it here. Children love it.
Indeed, it is a very fun thing to have.
They apparently like it less when you put fruit and stuff in it.
Yes, that is horrible. Do not do that. It is not a good treat for anyone.
It interferes with the textural quality.
It
I
does.
don't believe I've ever tried this Jello before.
You are in for a treat.
Oh. Do you have the whipped cream that comes
Yes,
with it?
of course.
Wow.
We're going to do the Jello the full
And
experience.
is everything here made of the egg, or?
No, we have not gotten to the end.
Oh, this is also foreign to me.
We started with
And then
salad,
they changed out the next.
leafy greens.
Right, you went to a soup, and then they start bringing more
They
substantial.
have real food.
They had breadsticks.
Yeah, and everything.
Unlimited.
Unlimited breadsticks.
I love
This
breadsticks.
sounds like a challenge.
Unlimited
I'm
breadsticks?
going to begin rolling Constitution for the unlimited breadsticks.
Are they really unlimited?
That's what we're about to find out.
But everything, Cal was like, so is this this soup? Is this egg soup?
Russian
No.
dressing.
Is this egg bread? No.
And then,
Is
and
this
then
the
they bring
caviar?
Right.
and then they bring out what looks like some kind of scrambled eggy stuff underneath a whole fish with a long pointy thing, kind of bumpy on the side. And this you will find premium.
Well, we'll give it a shot.
Can I roll my cooking to figure out what sort of fish this is?
Sure.
19.
Probably some kind of a relative of the sturgeon.
Okay.
Oh, yes, of course.
Someone likes to cook it as well.
This aquatic creature has an elongated proboscis.
They do. And there are some that are much bigger than that.
Is that the delicacy?
The egg of the beasts and the fish. The combination is delightful.
Right, I'll cut into it.
Some form of
Get some egg and fish.
sturgeon or the like, agar.
It is a type of sturgeon. And what is her? This is a sturgeon, correct? Not a gar. Sturgeon, madam, yes. Yes, sturgeon.
Good. The gar would be a bit more oily. Memory serves correctly.
You're a cook. You're a chef.
We would not go so far as to insult you and be culinary experts. We do know how to prepare a meal. We like to think we have a modicum of skill.
So how did you come together as companions?
Well, this side note, Kel tries to remember. Have we announced your age to?
No.
I have
And
a
you're eating while you're
brand new idea. Delicious
Yeah.
for a mutation.
Well, I guess we were hired in part by our friend back on Phesis.
I was saying.
If you go back further, it was happenstance. 'Cause you and I met when we bumped on the
On the
station.
station, yeah. And then we went down to investigate a crash on the
Yes.
surface of Freesis.
Ah, yes, the worst mistake of our lives.
Yes, and
Or
encountered
the best.
Jack. And then we met Marl when he awoke out of a cryo chamber.
Yes.
And then just a few days
Yeah,
ago.
like-
Pardon me, what? Woke from a crowd chamber? You,
I kind of give you
how
the
long
area.
were you, how long were you asleep?
Well, I don't think we've calculated exactly how long, right?
Approximately 10 to 12,000 cycles.
This is our best.
10 to 12,000?
Yes.
And your body didn't atrophy in all that time?
It has some.
You got better.
I have adapted.
So you could actually be from Kesh,
I am from Kesh.
from before it was lost.
Yes.
So you would know how to get there.
Theoretically, yes.
Apparently a lot's changed in 12,000 years
Yeah.
in terms of
Its location and
astronomy.
I had been studying the stellar cartography.
And I had been intending to help you with that. We just keep getting distracted by almost dying.
Almost.
There are,
Well, that's the important part.
there are multiple eras of maps to go through.
Have you considered hypnosis or something along those lines to retrieve your memories of where it is?
I had not considered that. No, I have.
Are Kesh susceptible to hypnosis? I don't really know.
I do have a clear memory of the stars from my home world.
I really should work with you on that.
Can I roll no
Right,
capture
yeah.
successful to
It would be easier if we were in
Sure.
the system.
xenobiology?
Hey.
More like psychology.
Retro hypnosis.
Till he's enters the root.
Well,
You don't know.
you guys kind of looked for it when I was like,
Well, I'm thinking about stellar cartography, that being my specialty. How would you do that? 12,000 years, you have to adjust for all the galactic drift and the blah, blah, blah.
Sure. But that's doable. We do that now.
Yeah.
I mean, there are changes that are more dramatic that can throw things off, but in the span of space.
But to do it from someone's memory of what the stars looked like
Right,
from their
that's tricky, that's
position
tricky.
on a moving planet.
But he was involved in
12,000 years ago.
space exploration,
Probably know your stars pretty well.
so he may know more than the
I would
typical
think
person.
so.
I mean, especially if you could identify like the galactic center and like Andromeda or something, you know, like
Yeah.
the nearest next
Yeah.
galaxy, like some giant fixed points that will help us triangulate.
Just like if we could actually find the Kesh home. Wouldn't
That
be
would be a trip worth taking. Honestly, if we did find it, it probably would be a nice break from almost getting killed by the Dubois here. I wonder if they have a crucible to transit to. Did you have a crucible there? No.
I
Nothing.
was not aware of the
No,
crucibles.
remember he hadn't. They weren't aware of any of
That
that.
was pre-interstellar flight. Well, if we figure out where it is, we could transit to the nearest crucible. Maybe there are Kesh still living there.
Well, you can't at the moment. The crucible is down again.
Again?
Yes. Well, it's only been down for a few hours. It may come back up soon.
Is there still currently an active scientific research effort on the surface of the crucible?
Of course. They did not give any information to.
Who is it? Silrain Arc manages it, or did
Yes,
the Dubois?
Silrain Prime is the one handling all that.
Space UN.
Yeah, and then in your heads you hear the Larima go, you know, I wonder if our ship could talk to the crucible if we brought it to the crucible.
So what are your plans next?
This is the good question.
The deep wind to get our anti-grav equipment.
We are sufficiently armed. Thank you, by the way.
The current situation of the system seems to take priority.
The question is what we can do about the current situation.
Is there, what is, I would return the question to you with, I don't know what you're at liberty or interested in sharing, but how long do you think the Dubois are going to be in power? Because
At the moment, indefinitely.
that's what I was worried about. Is there anything we could do to change that?
There are subversive activities underway. And not just by us.
Interesting.
How does the Silverane Prime people feel about the Dubois? Do you know?
I don't know. I know that they've made enemies with many corporations who are now
Sand
pushing back in ways they may not have expected. Good. And Sanran, of course, being a major operation that is
Where are they based out of? Do we know?
Sanran.
Us?
But I mean, like, they don't have like a.
No, they're Terran.
They're Terran?
Yeah.
No, I think we might have to have a ship's meeting again. It hasn't even been a week.
What's going on?
If you're interested in employment, we could occupy your time and you would be well paid and well protected and if you became employees of the Romanovs.
I think if
We can make use of some of your skills and talents.
Tempting offer. No doubt.
A certainty.
Something I believe we must speak on. You'll forgive us if we do not sign on it.
Could you say more about what this work would
It
entail?
would be various jobs from here and there. We'd supply different jobs depending on the current needs.
Well, I'd be interested in taking a job that did give us some downtime, perhaps some travel, because I have work I've been putting off. Apparently, doing some stellar cartography. I've got a data pad I need to analyze. So he just starts rattling off like 18 or 19 scientific projects that he's got he's been setting aside.
I do need someone to make a run of product to Phreesis, to the space station, not planet side.
Gray Station.
Space station.
Yes. And Trident, actually, both.
Yeah,
Did we have anything there? We didn't leave anything there, did we?
No, all our good stuff is over on with Kachi.
That original core that Kel got in episode 1. Did he exhaust the research of that thing? I don't even remember.
No, but you've done quite a bit.
Good. Yeah, did as much as you could for the time that you had.
Okay.
We
have a short errand to the deep wind.
we can give you a more solid answer after we have discussed it and return from our errand. It is something of importance to our doctor.
But I don't see any reason why we.
At the moment, we see no objections to it as well.
Well, I feel you could do well fiscally or financially, but you could also get sufficient excitement into your lives. I know that seems to be something you thrive on, so we're definitely capable of taking advantage of people who are risk takers.
Keller looks at his companions like, well, I wouldn't say I intentionally run towards danger. I
You
just
have
keep happening to run towards it. I'm just running towards the knowledge. It's just there's danger in the way.
Do keep in mind you could have left at any time.
Yeah, I think you were more of a risk taker than you realize.
There is
I'll do
also
anything for knowledge.
Yeah.
I put myself in danger to learn. It's my flaw.
matter of fact, you
in a
could
museum.
You could get paid for 2 jobs by doing 1 trip. The delivery of product that we need to be brought to Freesis.
Well, you know what they say back on Dennis? 2 Dendusi flying mammals with 1 stone.
And the removal of an enemy that we wish to be dealt with.
What sort of enemy? If you do not mind us asking.
What sort of enemy?
Do we know this enemy? Have we encountered this enemy, or is this a novel one?
Is this a new enemy?
It is not a new enemy, but it is an enemy that is
Have we crossed?
made itself more visible than it should have.
Well,
There are several scientists that work for the Dubois lower level that we would like to have eliminated to remove some of their progress, slow their progress.
I will right now agree if one of them's named Albert.
I don't know the names off the top of my head.
I think it is worth the risk.
Well, Albert notwithstanding, I think it's worth the risk in general.
Damn you, Albert. All right.
Yeah, if
Right.
that's the kind of intelligence we need.
So let's do the deep wind, and then will we be? I think we might be willing to do that.
Certainly a mutually beneficial relationship.
Indeed,
Absolutely.
our dealings thus far have been nothing if not mutually beneficial, as our cash companion has just said.
Yep. To us, not to the miners that assist us, I guess. But yeah.
She waves her hand to one of the servants who comes over with a box. And the person opens, has white gloves, and opens the box, takes out a device. We wish this to be used on the scientists. And it is a brain extract thing.
Oh man,
We wish to send
that's a message.
An apple core.
Yeah.
We wish to send a message to Dubois.
Cal, are we the baddies?
Yeah. Are we the good guys? Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All for that personally, but
When you do so, if you choose to do it, we will have 1 lamb for each one that you will then put their minds into and leave the lambs on the space station. We don't care what's in their head. We want them to know.
Cal, are we evil?
There's a reason I didn't sign up for intelligence. Too many gray areas.
Well, that's what we're trying to get into, apparently, is some gray areas.
But she says,
Is the Gray Station?
"Thank you for enjoying the meal with me. You may
Thank you.
continue
It was
to
delicious.
enjoy with the other worker, the other staff. I await your answer when you return from the deep wine." And she heads out. The soldiers walk out with her.
I feel the ship's meeting coming on.
Many motions will be put forward. So he says he puts in another spoonful of sturgeon.
A giant worm egg, ancient
Yeah.
earth fish, and caviar.
Mm-hmm.
And Jello.
A sumptuous meal. Oh, Jello.
The Jello hasn't come yet.
Caviar flavored
It's
Jello.
coming.
Jello with
You're still eating.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. No, not Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
The other
Whipped cream.
people here are all very silent while they look at you.
Their staff, right? There's.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's
people you
like
know,
the-
it's Mark and
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Nkasi.
Inkasi. They haven't really talked at all.
Well, that's.
Gorta, Dashi, and Tiana. And they've been deathly silent.
I'm looking at them. I'm trying to figure out if are they thinking like, why are they silent? Do I get a sense of that?
I'll try to say. So, Nkasi, how do you find the sturgeon?
It's an acquired taste.
It is.
I mean, I bet I'm done. All I've had is green cake all my life.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
probably like,
delicious. It's like real food.
Yes. find all the flavors intriguing.
So,
Yeah, can I roll insight to try and see?
Yeah, are they
whether give us the
afraid or like,
eyeball?
or they think we're suckers, or do they?
We did
No
just
idea.
We were having deals
basically
with
offered a job as hitman. I don't know.
Roll.
Maybe
I
that's
was
it.
totally
I don't
offered
know.
a job that
True.
is
Right.
And we kind of said, yeah, maybe why?
They don't have anything to say
a
about
job that is a crossing the line kind of job
Yeah, that's kind of a.
for many people. Maybe not for you.
If anybody remembers, Annalise said she does not treat assassins,
I
so
remember.
if you're going down that path,
We might not get
you
treated.
might not get treated.
Yeah.
putting people's brains in sheep. That's not assassination.
yeah, we're not killing anyone.
It's obviously not a line that won't be crossed.
Well,
But
if it
somebody's done it.
yeah, that's true. It has been
The
done.
science is there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that one. Kellen's gonna need to meditate on that one.
Don't scientists, they don't ask, should I?
Science isn't about the why. It's about the why not.
Josh,
Could I?
many scientists do actually ask that.
For example, you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Science
That's
isn't
the
about.
Eldori, the science director.
We take it you do not exactly approve of these measures by your tone.
I have no opinion in this.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll to see if he has an opinion.
Sure. Make it inside.
I'm guessing it's a she.
She.
She. Probably wouldn't. Yeah. I'd imagine saying no to your Tavania to
Yeah,
her face would
yeah.
be challenging, wouldn't it?
I'm enjoying this sturgeon. It's real good. It's not too oily. They got a nice. They got
Smokiness
a
to
little
it.
smokiness. It's smoked. It's definitely a smoked flavor. I can tell that.
Bad.
Very
And
insightful.
Gerda goes, if you need more weapons too, let me know, because you might need them for that. They'll be probably well guarded if they're Dubois scientists on a space station. They're gonna have armed guards.
We will have to look to see. We have a rather prodigious amount of firearms at the moment. Again,
true.
many thanks.
Gosh. Yeah.
We look forward to trying out the drum clip.
Kel just says like, eat. Kind of starts speeding up.
And then as you're eating, you get to dessert and they bring out this Jello, delectable Jello thing, different flavors, different colors,
Oh, okay.
green, and
Oh.
orange, and red, and yellow.
7-layer jello cake.
Wow.
And there are some with fruit, some without fruit. There is this. They take these cans and they have whipped cream that they put on.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Delectable.
Only the most wealthy people at Terra here use it out of the can.
And there are little mint leaves on the top.
Do not eat the ones with fruit. Those are filled with lies.
You brought Jello.
Partake
I
in
tr-
jello.
I'm probably
I tried fruit-filled and fruitless both
The
because
fruit-filled lose
It's a
they do
fruitless
lose
effort.
something. They gain the fruit flavor, but they lose the squishy in your mouth stuff and
the fun part
the
that
fun.
kids enjoy.
They have the flavor, they lose the fun.
This is the part where we have to figure out where you come down on the orthodoxy Jello or the like, or heretical
And
Jello.
it determines whether you're friend or foe. Your choice.
There's some strong opinions about Jello at this
Yeah, I mean,
table.
really.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm not a picky eater.
Howard's just like, whatever, this is crazy food.
I go mostly fruitless, but I'll have like one grape. That's inside one piece of jello.
Mark. So, how are you leaning on the job?
I'm not sure we have a lot of choice if we want to stay in the system. What happens when people say no to Vanya?
Does that happen?
I don't really know.
Have you ever seen it happen?
Yes, of course.
Did you see those people again?
I rarely see anybody again that comes through here. I don't really know.
That is a very good non-committal answer. I applaud you. We are not above wet work, so to speak. We have killed before. Everyone at this table has taken someone or some things live.
Self-defense is a little different than being tasked with going and coring somebody's head like an apple.
Yes. So it's only
You
one more
remember when
step
that
we need
happened
to
to
take.
Rafe? That was quite
Yeah.
traumatic.
I don't think Ollie's ever killed anybody.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
don't think so either.
She's done self-defense.
You've been in war.
In,
You've been,
in war
like,
situations.
in war
but
situations.
She's mainly been a battlefield
Right.
medic type
Right.
deal.
I don't think you killed.
So she like.
You never murdered.
So you're like.
I don't think Morrow
everybody's-
has either.
I
Yeah.
don't think Marley
Oh, yeah.
You-
Well,
so
no, wait,
I actually
you
both
have-
look at you like no.
Killing is different from murdering.
That's true.
Distinction.
Yeah.
That is a. Soren is about to actually pull out philosophical debate on that before he stops himself.
Certainly, most of us have had a hand in the untimely demise of others.
The point we are trying to get at is our hands are not entirely clean, even if it
I
is.
showered twice.
Even if you do couch it in self-defense.
Dashi says if you need an explanation of how the device works and how to use it, I can supply that.
Well, I would be interested in that, just as an academic question.
It would make the process more efficient.
Because doing it poorly
The process
is
is
even worse
never
than doing it.
efficient, nor is it pleasant.
Can the person be rendered unconscious before it's performed?
Yes, but it affects the memories that are transferred.
But they don't care
Although in
about
this
that.
case, I don't think that matters so much.
Okay, alright. If I'm going to talk myself into it, that's
Yeah,
how I do
well,
it.
well.
But I'm not sure I'm going to.
I believe ship meeting is needed.
I mean, because if it's, let's face it, if it's Albert, it's
It's
justified.
going down in Chinatown.
Right.
What was Albert?
Albert tried to have us killed.
Albert is not
Cruelly. Brutally.
He's a bad man.
Selfishly. And he's directly responsible for the death of a living Atorian,
Mm.
whom we were trying to speak
Yeah.
to, and he ran out and got the guards that killed it.
And
Yeah.
Tiana rises. We'll leave you to your debate.
Will we get names on those, can we get names on those fellows we're supposed to do this? Is one of them Albert?
You will get what Vanya
Okay.
supplies you.
Because that actually will might
She's
matter
not
for
actually
us.
supplied the details to any of us as far as I know.
That might matter for Cal. Alright.
And the rest of them head out. The servants are still
Yeah,
way out.
we're accustomed to that.
Well,
We do think it is, for those of you, we are leaning towards the mission. Before any moral judgments are made, we do remind you, everyone here, that we are at war.
that,
You may spin it however you like, but we have been at war for some time now.
Man, this is good with fruit. Oh.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man. Soren pulls out his boot knife. You're a dead man.
Speaking of war,
never changed
The
it.
Green Yellow War.
you have a
Yeah.
cogent point. A request has been made. As distasteful as it may be, I feel that the ethics are moot.
Save it for the ship. Oh.
I need to think on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is definitely something to think on. We will abide by whatever the group's decision is.
And then in your heads, through the Larima, Caloran says, if we're going to decide no, we don't want to decide it till we've left this station.
God, no, that's why I said save it
Yeah.
for the ship.
Right.
Soren is doing a little nod, just like,
We've
This
had
fruitless
ship
jello
meetings
is
with
good.
these servants in our vicinity before.
I know,
So
but
I'm
I don't
either
wanna-
way about it, but I understand.
Soren's nodding as he pulls another scoop. This fruitless jello is good. Much better than the other stuff.
You people with your jello, you're crazy. It's just a colloidal mixture of sugar and gelatin. I mean, why? This is not in water. Why are you acting like this is some sort of big deal?
It
And
jiggles.
fake color and fake food coloring.
Exactly. Jiggle.
Jiggling jello.
Very few foods jiggle.
Plus the can whipped, you know.
And there's a good reason for that.
Soren pulls out a grenade. No, I'm kidding.
And you finish eating and slowly
Convert one of the
wind
cans of
your
whipped cream to a
conversation
grenade.
No,
to to silence.
Kellerin does borrow a few of the cans of whipped cream for some whippets later. But other than
Yeah.
When the servants come and clean the tables.
all right, well,
I think back to the ship, right?
Gratitude.
yes.
Let us go back to the ship.
And
Slink
then
back to the ship.
off to the deep wine.
Deep one.
Full bellies.
Waddle back.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, to the deep wine.
Full of rich sturgeon.
Caviar.
Caviar.
Salty
Worm egg.
caviar.
Sturgeon, warm egg, caviar, some sort of soup. Probably of a potato-based variety.
Yeah.
Borscht. Fishy
Turnip,
swamp.
actually. Turnip-based. Borscht, turnip-based.
You get to the ship and there's a lot of deep thought going on about this, particularly by the medical and scientific teams.
Well,
The ones who have
the
who
crew
have
members who are
morals.
likely
Excuse
going
me.
to be the ones executing the primary directives of the order.
Excuse me.
There.
We have plenty of morals. They are
Yes.
fine morals. They're just very, very flexible.
Then you get to into the ship. The gavel seems less lethargic.
How's the tea level?
There's no tea left.
Okay,
Oh,
so
here we go.
No green cake left.
He likes green cakes and tea.
I'll unsecure the bowl. More tea.
Um,
Yeah.
I try to
Okay.
use my expert telepathy on it. Would you like more tea?
And it shows the spirally thing going out of it instead of in it, into it.
Oh, here we go.
Needs to go to the bathroom.
You will know where.
that's how it was before.
No, it was had the spirally thing going.
No, I meant like before we started feeding it. Is that how the signal was?
Yeah.
Or
Initially, I think it was downward, right?
That he's losing
And-
energy.
Right.
so? I believe it's still hungry.
I will make more tea.
We have more substance.
It provides more green cake. And if he doesn't want it, it doesn't have to eat it.
We are no expert. We are just wary of feeding it too much of anything. We do not know if some chemical will
I
kill it.
secured a sampling of sturgeon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
And I take out the bits of fish that I took from the meal.
You're feeding a fish to a squid. Is that?
Well, that's
Is
what
it gonna
they
be
need.
offended?
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, I'm gonna mix it with the green cake tea
Maybe not
and
Calamari.
make a
Yeah.
nutritious
Yeah.
fish stew.
Oh, that looks good. Do we have some?
Oops, sorry.
Oh,
Not a relative of yours.
yeah.
And
Like napkin a few
you're
bits.
in the ship. You have everything in there secured already that you had. What are you doing
Make it tea.
collectively?
Yeah. Are we
To the deep line.
yeah, to the deep line? Do we need to sleep? I mean, like, how long have I been?
Oh, you guys are tired.
Yeah,
so maybe
it's time
we
for a
could
nap. I think we should
sleep.
just sleep here.
And then leave for
Shower,
the deep wine
ate.
the next morning,
Yeah.
and then do some research on the trip.
Cash don't sleep a lot. You guys don't sleep much.
I don't like sleeping
Yeah, they don't sleep much anyway.
anymore.
Yeah, right. You've
Had enough.
You've had your
That
share.
might feel I'm done. Done with sleep.
Yeah, 10,000 years.
Yes.
Fair.
Not going back.
Cash sleep like 2 hours a night.
Right. Yeah. And I tend to avoid sleep since coming out of cryo sleep.
Yeah.
Why?
So I make more tea, and then I go to stellar cartography.
And I always
I'll take a rest at some point because I'm a little banged up.
I definitely before going to bed want to put my plants in the correct place to make sure they have the nutrients they need
Okay.
before finally heading off to bed, and I'll deal with the medical equipment after I wake up.
All right.
Soren goes to restock the bathroom with toilet paper and grenades.
You mean the armory?
Armory bathroom. Bathroom.
I'll look for some bedtime reading. Has the ship made any headway in translating the journals?
It has.
Oh.
And it says, the ship says, Boots has been given the information from the book supplied and has been translating. When he awakens, he can give you the translation.
Oh, okay. see. So you're gonna sleep for a while?
About a day.
That's
Longer than usual.
an unusual amount of time for one of his species. Where is he?
In his quarters. He's been expanding his own energy use on new code techniques.
Oh, I see. I'll still just go take a look at him.
The door's locked.
See, I don't know if I'm even around
Yeah.
for this. So.
You're not.
Yeah, I would consult Kel out of all of them.
Well, let's just have the computer open the lock and go check if you're worried about it. I mean, what's he got in there?
Hey, shit. Can you open his door? Is he well?
He is well.
It is not
He's in
normal.
the middle of a data transfer that should not be interrupted.
Oh, wow. And that requires him to be asleep? Is this from his...
His mind is active.
Oh, okay. So maybe he's in the sim or something, basically?
He's in an acquisition mode.
But he's not in any danger.
No, he's very safe.
And his physiology is functioning. He's not going to die.
He is being processed into the ship, which was his choice.
Processed into the ship.
Interesting.
And is this something we could observe without interrupting?
And a hologram comes up of his room. And there's all these wispy lights coming in and out of a body that is semi-transparent.
Come. Plants and go to bed.
And that's... We can't, if we interrupted that, that would be bad for him. And he's choosing to do this willingly.
He did.
Well, I spoke with him about it. It was odd. He didn't seem to quite understand the full scope of what was going on at the time, but
Yeah, I mean, should we consult everyone else, or should we... I don't think interrupting it would be good. Can we communicate with him right now, or no?
You could send him a message.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Boots. You know, text message or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, however you want it.
Boots, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm learning things I never even thought possible.
So, what does being processed into the ship mean for you?
I'm becoming completely attuned to the ship. 100% attuned.
What happens to your biological body?
I don't know. I don't even think that. I don't know. I never even thought about that. I just assume it's our minds are melding.
But are you gonna die when this happens?
I'm totally alive.
So you're uploading your mind into the ship. Is that the effect, the idea?
I think it's. I mean, I don't know exactly how to describe it. I think it's more like merging my mind with the ship's mind.
How is that not losing your self mind? And you're okay with this?
You would not believe what I can code now.
So you're okay with the fact that you might lose some individuality in this process?
I'm not losing any individuality. I'm totally myself.
What do you think, Jack?
he just don't have any experience.
It does sound like his kind of thing.
Yeah,
Well, you let us know if there's something that's concerning. As long as we're able to keep talking to you, and you're able to keep
Okay.
confirming that it's okay, I guess. I mean, you don't even barely know Boots.
yeah.
I would consult
Sounds
the
like
doctor.
right up his alley, I guess. Not mine, but
Very well. Be safe, Boots.
Or phosphorus grenade.
Sleep. Yeah. Cohen throws his arms
Yeah.
up. I never understood that boy.
And boy, all right.
I guess that's the way he wants to
He
be.
wants to upload his consciousness into the ship. Okay.
It's merging. He's getting messages from the ship too.
Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe we'll have a better interface when he's done.
Yeah, maybe it'll get this computer a little
More
less trained.
interfaces to fight each other over
Spoiler alert,
what
the OS became even worse.
Oh,
We've gone from 95 to ME.
Yeah, narrative voice. They didn't get a better
they did
interface.
not. Yeah.
Well, we get an extra room.
There you go. Hey, oh.
Little did the crew of the Legacy of Ator realize they would not have a better narrative
Yeah.
interface.
I hope the ship doesn't start speaking in lead speak, though.
That would be so annoying.
That was it's on the walls.
Right.
Tagging.
Boots
If it does, I'm
here.
gonna start
Hacksaws.
boots.
8007.
New ship meeting, all in favor of driving the ship into a black hole, say aye.
And you go to sleep. You get some sleep. Finally, you get some sleep. You're awake.
I
And
have, I have a question. Is there a way for me to have basically a baby monitor?
for your plans.
Actually, that's a good idea. But no, I was thinking of my patients.
Yeah, the ship
Something-
has all. You
Okay.
can monitor anything you want in that room.
My territory is basically the plant room,
Yeah.
and my patients. So
Yeah, and the more it's on, the less you sleep.
okay. So
Having had
Like a baby
3
monitor.
kids,
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those things are a curse at the same time
Yeah.
that they're a blessing.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it off for 5 minutes. 5
Yeah.
minutes will be fine.
Yeah.
Children have survived for hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
before they have baby monitors, but now,
Wait, is it still breathing?
yeah.
And you're like doing what you're doing in
Star
the
charts.
boxes there. But you
The
need to make the
campsite
power for- Yeah.
data pad. Oh yeah, then I have to get back to work on that. Try to hook it up to
It doesn't take very long.
finish
It's
giving
not
it
that
power
complicated.
so it can be
The battery was dead.
activated.
You
Yeah.
know, so it needed a replacement of some kind and the right connector. Not a big deal.
Right.
The screen, when it starts up, the screen comes up with information, and it's like going through some kind of a code system of some kind, a boot sequence or
Operating
something.
systems. Yes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dead pixels all over all over it.
Worst.
Screen's corrupted.
Yeah, and then it goes to a screen that has a symbol that looks something like this. With a password
No.
area above it, in front of it.
I don't know if that's very visible.
It's like blue,
Do you recognize it?
no words on it though.
Legacy ship. Can you cross-reference this symbol?
That is a secret spy network symbol.
Is Silrain intelligence?
Counter Silrain intelligence. Subversives.
All right, I'll see if I can decrypt it.
Go ahead, Mick.
Computers.
Yep.
All right.
We have Boots help.
Not
I don't
now.
need Boots' help if a 24 will do it.
Boom. 24 will do it. You have to
I know a little bit of
you
hacksaws.
have to crack
Yeah.
the password basically,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
gotta-
not a particularly.
No, yeah, I gotta fiddle with it.
It's only a few
Pass
billion.
word.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that didn't work.
It's only a few billion numbers you have to go through, but it's a very simple process. You hook up some of your basic, device to go through passwords quickly, and you can brute force it probably.
Yeah, and also like make a recording. To start recording the data that I'm processing.
And it goes past the screen to some sort of a primitive operating system. And there are applications and files. Like in the old days on Kesh, you'd have things like that.
Yeah, I
Nowadays,
understand.
it's
I
just
understand old operating
everything's everything.
systems. Yeah, I'll start swiping through, looking at the different files and stuff.
And you start going through things, and there's suddenly some smoke coming from like the back of the box.
Examine it, see what it might be.
Maybe the monitor is burning out or something. It's so old or damaged, and the screen goes black.
All right, I'm going to see if I can set up a data transfer to one of the systems
Okay.
on the ship.
Okay, do it.
All right.
Let's see. You probably can.
Well, I rolled a total of 8 on that. So,
Possibly. It's a little older than you.
not quite
A
working.
little
so-
harder than you think.
so-
You can do it. It's just a question of whether you can do it fast.
Right. Yeah, and
It won't happen in an hour. It might
yes.
take you.
Yeah, if I
half a
can't
day or
transfer
a
the
day.
data, then I'll start with we can get up to a monitor to replace the monitor that's obviously malfunctioning.
Right. So, I mean, monitors maybe not, but you can hook it up to something that will project into the air. And that's really more how the monitors are. They're not really screened so much as they're holographic.
Heads-up displays. So hook it up to one of those devices.
And you do so, and it seems like the data on this is not as old as the computer is. Like a lot of the data that's in here was put in here just a little over 100 years ago.
Oh, all right. I'll see if I can verify if anything got lost in the transfer or the
And
damage.
the ship says this data should be protected from the sim.
That's what I do.
Please enact necessary security measures. Ship.
This needs more than necessary security measures. The sim will recognize this data as subversive.
Don't connect.
Can you isolate the system from
It
the
is
system?
isolated now.
Airplane mode.
You cannot allow data of this type to reach the sim.
All right, I'll look through some more files, but then I'll set about cobbling together an independent system.
There's a file in there that is called passwords.
Yeah.
There's a
That would be useful.
bunch of files in there that look like dossiers of people. And there's some kind of a signal sending tool or system, but there's no device to do it that you know of.
Good. I'll verify that. I'll make sure that it's not like sending out a signal.
It's not.
Okay.
But there's a lot of files in there, all kinds of stuff.
I'll just do it like I said. I'll do a cursory scan of some of the files that seem interesting, like passwords.
Passwords, dossiers,
Rough
people.
look at the dossiers. I mean, it's over 100 years old, so
Yeah.
it can't be too
Yeah, but they're not all
relevant.
human either.
Right.
A few, long-lived species still
It's
alive.
true. Yeah, that's so.
And
I look at some names and faces.
And oddly, there's a Romanov in there.
Obviously, an ancestor, not a current living.
Tia Romanov.
I'll read that. I'll scan that up for a bit.
It doesn't speak kindly of the Romanovs. It speaks of them as using subversive tactics to try and take the moon from what should be owned by the people.
Subversive, it was expected.
Yeah. But it also it speaks about the Romanovs, at least then, trying to create a dilemma for the for Silrain for the Silrain Prime objectives that would make them incapable of unifying everyone. And if it did unify, to split the unification down the road when they're in a position to take advantage of that.
Okay. Create a political schism
Yes.
or a void of power
Yeah.
that can't be filled. That's notable. Yeah, so I'll continue transferring, recording,
Okay.
and again, try to set up like a.
It's particularly slow though compared to
Yes.
what you're used
Yeah,
to.
yeah, no, and I'm going to take some spare parts and try to assemble an independent system
300 baud.
to download all this information into without it going onto the sim.
Yeah.
Do
It's
tracing
weird that,
process.
that this would be on this type of an old computer.
Yeah, sure.
Keep it
But if it's it's part of an intelligence organization, it's understood. There's some mystery tied to it. I'll just work on that until everybody else wakes up.
Alright. It takes a little while and then
Sure.
your monitor goes off.
More tea. Starts making a symbol for a teacup on its
You look
head.
at the top
I-
and you're like, really? It's been like an hour.
Turn it off for a minute.
Is it like what's happened?
The plants are upset.
Gavril's making swishy noises.
No, the Amin is standing
Oh.
instead of sitting.
It's not doing anything else.
It just stood.
Back to bed.
Has it moved this entire time? Is this the
Nope.
first time?
Never moved.
What's relevant?
She's gonna get up, sleepily go over to see what's going on.
It's worth investigating.
Yeah, no, it hasn't moved before since what's happened. Yeah, she definitely has to check on it. She's tired though, emotionally, physically, spiritually.
It's especially relevant if it's looking at a spot on a wall like a cat.
Yeah, right.
Because he
You
does
go
that.
down to open the door and go down the hall, dragging yourself through in your pajamas. Go
Footy
to the hall,
pajamas.
What are
the door to the.
What do outdoor pajamas look like?
What does a space elf wear?
Probably, loose and
You go in and the Amin is
light.
just standing there, and the Gavril is making symbols to it.
Ooh.
They talk.
Is it similar symbols that I've seen, or is it new
No.
symbols?
New.
What are they?
It stops when you commit. After you
This is an A-B conversation. See
Right.
yourself out.
Private conversation between Gavril and
Okay.
They're saying to each other, they're flashing lights at each other. And
Yes.
The one that flaps meat in order to communicate just showed up.
Flaps beat.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
So I flash this, then this, and then this.
You got an idea of what those mean, I think?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, there's a dictionary over there.
You do have a bit of a dictionary here. It's annoying.
Once we realized what this was, I kind of started connecting everything.
Yeah, that was key. That was key.
And it flashes that.
something new.
Yep.
It's the takeoff.
I wish I knew the symbol for question mark. We don't have a symbol for danger.
Systems rebooting.
Who said that?
Not the Amin.
Oh,
It says it. What language?
You heard it in your mind. And this roll will break.
What?
Cool.
I'm finally cracking the code. Not fast, but
bye everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. And we will see you next week. Don't forget about Eugene's Kickstarter.
Absolutely.
Go start by
Congratulations.
kicking its tires.
Kick. Do it. We're over 100 backers
Bye.
now.